podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Canelo, are you ready? I was born ready.
Considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. 4-division, 5-time world champion.
Oh, look at this guy.
He is now boxing's first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones! You know my level, and you will see, because I'm gonna fuck out everybody.
You know, I mean, I would love to fight Canelo. I would love to show the world that I'm the best.
I want to get Canelo out here to Houston. Oh, Canelo, where your cojones at? Let's get it.
Payday, payday. You want payday. I know that. Man, you fight with nobody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listos pelos chingazos.
He smacked the shit out of Canelo in
Get
person.
the fuck out of here, man. Please. I'm gonna knock out this guy.
The coronation is complete. All hail King Canelo.
Mira, en este momento puedo hacer lo que yo quiera, ¿no?
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
SDS Promotions.
That's funny. You think that's funny?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we're back to discuss Ryan Garcia, his latest thoughts. He feels a win over Gervonta Tank Davis will humble the world. He wants people after this fight not to judge a book by its cover. He feels you guys have him, a misconception, should I say. You don't know exactly who Ryan Garcia is. And, I got some information not even I didn't know. The man has over 225 amateur fights. He's been fighting since he was 7. Yeah, I think the stereotype that, we got from the world basically telling us he was a TikToker or a YouTuber, that was wrong. This guy might be a fighter, and that might be the reason Tank is saying this is going to be his toughest fight till date. Something that he kind of took back, but now is going back on. I mean, when he was asked during the press conference, he said no at first because he said, I didn't fight him yet. But now there's quotes all over the place where he's saying that Ryan would be the best opponent till date, which is crazy to me as Ryan hasn't won a world title. But we got a special guest in the building. Guest co-host for today, Mario Munguia from Texas, Corpus Christi, that is. What's going on, champ? How are you?
What up, champ? I'm good. I'm glad to be back for such a huge conversation, for such a huge fight, for what feels like such a huge moment in boxing where it's just fight after fight after fight of relevancy. And, as much as I cannot wait for Garcia Tank, there's so much, coming along the way. So, what a beautiful time to be a boxing fan. And that's something I haven't said much over the last 10 years. So, I'm ready, champ. I'm ready for this fight. Let's get it.
So, I mean, before we get into the actual video, and I do want to go ahead and give Paddy the Baddy credit. He is a former UFC fighter, and he featured Ryan Garcia on
Current
his
UFC fighter.
Oh, he's current.
Yeah, he's current.
Okay. I'm glad I got a guy that knows UFC. So Paddy the Baddy featured Ryan on his show. It's a podcast that's called Paddy Chattin' Pony Podcast. And the algorithm pushed it to me this morning, and I watched it. And Ryan had some amazing things to say. It was great to see Ryan in a different light, being interviewed by a different person that was, giving us the ability to see a different style of Ryan. I think because Patty isn't a boxing guy, Ryan was able to give us a little bit more. But I will say that he said something very interesting that obviously it gave me all the ammunition I needed for this show. So I want to go ahead and play that timestamp. It's about 19 minutes and 5 seconds in, and it's titled Social Media Judging Ryan and Patty. But it's more about Ryan and his feelings on how we perceive him. So wait, I thought I did that right.
Yeah, that's mad weird.
So how many amateur fights did you have then? If you was fighting from 8 to 17, you must have had a good few there.
Yeah, 225.
That's 225.
225. Bro, did you know that? Oh, shit. Danny was able to join us from Blue Wire. That's dope. All right. Shout out to Danny. It looks like we got you. I don't know if you hear us, Danny. Danny's live in Blue Wire in Vegas. We'll see if he's able to hear us. But you hear me?
I hear him now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. You doing good then? You look good over there, man. That was dope.
What up, champ?
They able to do it. That's dope. That's dope. So that is a little bit of the audio there. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to play it because I got thrown off with Danny.
Yeah, that's mad weird.
So how many amateur fights did you have then? If you was fighting from 8 to 17, you must have had a good few there.
Yeah, 225.
So that's what I wanted to ask the both of you now that Danny's on. Mario, did you know it was that many? Did you know he had 225?
No, not at all. The one thing I had heard before was that when he was 6 or 7, his family or whoever he was training with let him know and inform the family that they cannot fight until they're 8 years old. You cannot get an amateur fight or a sanctioned fight of any kind at that level he was training at. That's the only thing I knew. I had no idea. 225, that's an insane amount for us to have not known about for somebody as popular as Ryan. You know, and it feels like some of that information's been kind of like pushed down. I'm just saying.
It does, bro. Like, yo, that's up there with Lomachenko, up there with Regendow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's got more amateur fights than fucking Keith Thurman. Like, Danny, did you notice?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Danny be withholding information. He don't want Ryan to shine.
What are you talking about? Of course he knew.
Why would you never bring up the fact that he's that experienced, especially when people questioning whether or not he's a fighter?
I mean, because it's always, what have you done for me lately? What we talking about what I did when I was legit. You know, that was how long ago?
I mean,
champ, come on. We don't say, hey, is Michael Jordan good now because what has he done for us lately?
Exactly.
He's Michael Jordan of fucking basketball.
So because him and Devin went 50-50 in the amateurs, now that's a 50 today, that it means it's a 50-50 fight today?
I mean, quite possibly because
what does that? Hold on. How was that an option? Like, where are you getting that from? What the fuck? That was so out of left field.
That's the term. That's what everybody's saying. That's the whole reason this conversation got brought up. Because every time you talk about Tank and Ryan in the same breath, it's like, Ryan, that social media Jake Paul wannabe? Ryan, the TikTok motherfucker? Ryan, the dude who's over here chasing hits and scared to get hit by them? Ryan? And then it's like, Tank? You mean Tank built from the mud, Tank? You mean Tank, the one that's risen up the ranks with everything against him and has built this boxing legacy? That's why, champ. Because the conversation is so blown over that it's like, yo, we talking boxing here. Y'all talking about other shit.
I'm with you. Let me go back to
it
this.
It don't feel that way. I mean, it feels that way to me.
It definitely feels that way to me, bro. I mean, he's being overlooked.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I feel like since the fight announcement, we have seen there's definitely been a fair share of like Ryan supporters and callers and people in the chat. And I just feel like, bro, they got their, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their people, if that makes any sense. Like Tank people behind Tank and Ryan people behind Ryan. And it's just like, whatever the shit talking is being said from either side is not like bothering me. I'm one of the people that think that Tank win by knockout, but I'm not saying that like Ryan don't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a tough task. I just feel like Tank gonna get him, but I still think Ryan is Ryan, but I still think Tank gonna get him. You know?
I think this.
I'm just not bothered by what everybody's saying.
I think these amateur fights are a direct reason as to why we seen all these stipulations. You know, we might have not known about Ryan's vast and deep amateur background, which equates to experience, but it's clear that the Tank team definitely knew what was going on. But let me get to some more of this audio because it's really what we're here to talk about.
That 225, yes, that's a lot of fights. That lad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been fighting so long. It's all I know how to do. That's why when I started getting like, you're not a fighter, you know, you're just like a social media guy, whatever they were saying. It was just like, man, if you only knew how much time I fought.
If you knew how many fights I've had, like.
Yeah, you have no idea. Just give me a moment. I'll tell you. I'll show you I can fight. You know, because I've had to hear that kind of my whole life. Like everywhere, high school, middle school, you can't fight. You don't look like a fighter.
I get it. Just because of the way I look.
I know.
He's not a fighter.
That's why my whole motto for this fight is just I'm gonna humble the world. Like I'm gonna show them you don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Because that's what the world likes to do. They'll see like something on the internet and they'll judge it like they know everything. They know all the aspects. But I want people to question everything. You gotta question what you see, because what you see is not always what it is. So that's my whole motto of this fight is I'm gonna humble the world.
Yeah. So he wants people to do exactly what people have been doing. They're questioning it.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you can't be mad at it. That's what he wants.
But I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at the lack of promotion and attention, that awareness that was brought to his career. I'm mad that I didn't know he was that experienced. Like, yeah, I knew he fought Devin 6 times, but 225, like, bro, that's up there with the biggest names. That's with the Usyks and the Lomas and the Regendaus. Like, that's a lot. Broner had like 300, I think. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Loma had damn near double, but yeah, Broner had 3-some.
I thought Loma had 325, 345, maybe 300
397 fights. So you know.
I think the problem though is that it's one of those things where when you have that kind of amateur background, people talk about you like you're gonna be the next thing, right? Like when we were coming up with Rigondeaux, everybody talked about that. The fact that Ryan Garcia's claim to fame and where it initiated, where it started, where like let's call it phase 1, like Marvel, but we'll do it with Ryan Garcia. Exactly. We seen it, and the hype of him being a TikTok star, how many followers he got, what kind of YouTube videos he puts out. I mean, how many highlight reels of his amateur experience and early career, like we've seen of the Lomos and the Rigondeaux, have you seen? Very few, if any, right? But how many social media clips have you seen of him punching out the mountain in the stomach or doing the body challenge or all the other, social media stuff that was going on, his baby mama stuff, all that other stuff took the light. So now we're here. Now we're officially here, which I think a bunch of people, including the people that made this fight, never thought we'd get here. And now we're here, and now it feels like, wait a minute, this is a closer fight than we thought, than everybody said it was. This wasn't just tank food. This was a good boxing fight being fought at the mega level.
But it's both ways. Gervonta has over 220 amateur fights. Nobody's bringing that up. Why?
Because we know he's skilled. That's what we're saying. Like, Tank's background isn't brought up because he's not being brought into question. My whole reason for doing this is like, yo, what's going on? Was Ryan shadow banned by boxing that they made us believe he wasn't real? When, like, how could you not be a real boxer? How could we question you and your heart if you fought 225 times? Like, what's going on with the algorithm that we didn't know that till today? Why are they hiding it?
I don't know that they're hiding it. I mean, Mario chose to bring up Rigondeaux, which was, I thought, like a very bad comparison. A guy that won gold twice. You get what I'm saying? I feel like you have something to talk about there. You know, if amateur boxing isn't everybody's thing, then it's just not everybody's thing.
But Danny,
you know,
Ryan's
story, I definitely don't know. You know, like with Gervonta again, he has over 200 amateur wins. That's not being spoke about, but it's like you said, we don't really have to.
Because he's a champ, multiple division.
Who outside of the people that medal, you don't really hear too much about the amateurs unless the two fighters hadn't fought each other in the amateurs or something like that. Like,
I don't know that that's
true. That gets pushed.
Think about it. Think about it. Why is Shushu getting more buzz as a amateur turning pro than Ryan did? Shushu, we knew Shushu was going to the Olympics. We knew Shushu was going to the Olympics, and we also know why he didn't go. Same exact reason as Ryan, because they changed the age and he would have to wait 4 more years. But he got hella buzz.
That wasn't why at all. But
for Ryan, that was the case.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that wasn't the case
for Shushu. They stopped doing the Olympics, right? That's what he told us when we interviewed him 10 months ago.
No, what happened was that the Olympics they eliminated the weight class, so he had to go down in weight. He won the fight, but because of the pandemic, they based it off not who won the fight, but who had the most points in that weight class. He had just moved down in weight. He only had like 10 months in that weight class. He didn't have as many points. I just think that, truth be told, like, people that come on, we really talking about Keyshawn, silver medalist, and somebody that we've been hearing about. You know, truth be told, I wasn't really hearing about Richard until the Olympics, and then he went on to do what he did, right? He ended up medaling as well. Tiger, I didn't really hear about him, truthfully, until and start watching him until the Olympics. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a little bit different. You know, I can truthfully say I was not watching Devin Haney as an amateur. It wasn't until he turned pro that I went back. You get what I'm saying? But he's fighting today. We don't really bring that up unless Ryan, right? We may bring up his fights with Ryan, or we may bring up Shakur's fights with whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about it then, but Shakur, another one, we're not really talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
I think it gets
brought up. It gets brought up in terms of accomplishments, but it doesn't get brought up when we break in a fight down, but unless it's talked about with the woman in front of you.
You got the plot twisted. You keep bringing up world champions that have boxing. Just hear me out. They got professional boxing accolades. What we're trying to explain to you and the audience is what is going on that this kid who normally would have gotten the shine of Shushu, the shine you brought up Tiger.
Blame his promoter. That's the very easy answer.
Okay.
The same reason that we don't know and we didn't know that Golden Boy promoted fighter Virgil Ortiz still had 100% knockout ratio. You know, I told you I went and did a fucking field study. I went and asked every motherfucking Top Rank. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Why didn't we know? Probably because of the promoter. You get what I'm saying? Why didn't we know that Canelo could speak English until he left Golden Boy? Probably because of the promoter. You get what I'm saying? So why isn't a fighter being promoted? Probably because of his promoter.
Nah, but see, that's the problem, is that I agree with you to a degree. You're right to a degree. The problem is this is so much bigger than the promoter of the boxing. I mean, you go and watch, you know, Ryan or Tank being talked about on Drink Champs. So you go and watch Ryan and Tank being talked about on $1 Million Worth of Game. You go on all these outside shows and the content that they prepare for with their research for these boxing guests, and then they're here spitting incorrect facts and not bringing up these things. It's not because the promoter isn't putting on the graphic that a certain fighter has 100% KO or that, you know, he's had over 200 amateur fights. It's because there's this narrative embedded into boxing and the lack of knowledge that people, and not just in boxing, but in all around, refuse to take keeps this narrative going. And now here we are at the fight, and there are people who would be customers of this product that are like, wait, isn't Ryan Garcia the TikTok guy?
Exactly.
Isn't this a fight that's kind of like, you know, like when Mayweather fought Logan, or like when Jake fought Tommy? Like, that's how people really think of this fight outside of our universe, of course.
Okay, so I haven't seen. Were you just saying like drink champs and shit like that? Like, was that a real thing, or were you just throwing a platform?
Well, 100% on $1 million worth of game. And I'm drink champs. I mean, look, I watch a million different podcasts, champ. I can't for sure.
No,
but in general,
what I was gonna get to is you bringing up urban platforms. What is Gordo and La Flaca saying? What are the Latin? What is Ryan's people saying? Because at the end of the day, you telling me that Tank's people is back in Tank is all I'm hearing. You get what I'm saying? Like, those are his people. Like, those are his relationships. YG showed up with Ryan. I heard him saying shit about Ryan. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
kind of. I'll be honest, and I'm just a super literal person. It sounds like what you're saying is, and I'm going to make a joke out of this. Don't be offended or anything. It sounds like what you're saying, that if you want to learn facts about Ryan Garcia, you first have to learn Spanish. And I'm sorry, that doesn't commute with me. Like, that's kind of what I heard you say. And if you're not saying that, then tell me exactly.
No, I'm just saying, like, you bringing up people that are there backing Tank regardless.
I don't see it that way, champ. It's just the culture.
Okay. So how many times have they had Ryan on their platform prior to?
Well, I'll tell you that I've heard off $1 million worth of game, both hosts say that they'd rather support Ryan Garcia than Devin because Devin's boring on the mic. I've heard them say that, and I'm sure you have too.
Well, I truthfully haven't, and that's cool. Why haven't they had him on the show? Because I've seen let's see, Devin on the show, Core on the show, Tank on the show. Why hasn't Ryan been on the show?
Bro, I don't book the guests for that show.
No, and I'm just saying. So you can't not see it like the platform that's backing Tank, because they're the platform that has only had Tank and not Ryan.
But they're the only platforms that are national that are talking boxing. You don't hear boxing talked on CNN. You don't hear boxing talked on any other platforms other than what we're trying to do in our community. Maybe
the problem really is that Ryan has not gotten on enough platforms. There are enough platforms that have reached us. You get what I'm saying?
Because you must mean
got
urban.
$1 million worth. I mean, he's got millions and millions of followers, champ. I just can't believe that percentage is carved out of specific Ryan people. You know, because I get what you're saying. I do.
You're bringing up people not asking him the question. So just because he has millions of followers, somebody still has to ask those questions. So if he doesn't put somebody in front of him to ask those questions for these things to be knowledge, you get what I'm saying? Like, people live lives. So it's like the people that are supposed to know these things, you're talking a very small percentage of people. So if he's
100%.
If he's not getting on these platforms for this to be knowledge, it's gonna be hard. You know, they say that Canelo isn't as accessible to the people, and that's why he ain't the star he is. Like, there's so many things. Like, bro, I'm in a sport, and every time I'm learning things about Canelo that I should know, but he's not as open. It's so hard to. He's not as accessible. He's not as vocal. It's harder to know these things.
I just think that if you want to blame the promoters, fine. There is a lack of awareness, because we had to find out from Tiger Johnson that Ryan beat him. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's beaten fighters that we think are world champions or that are world champions, but the perception of Ryan is he's not a fighter. He's a model. He's not going to win this fight because he's a model or a TikToker or a content creator or whatever it is you want to, label him, other than a super experienced amateur boxer. I had no clue. I just feel, I think I took it more personal doing this all these years and not knowing that information.
Let me ask you, let me ask both of you guys this, right?
Go for it.
Outside of the Die Hard, is the general public really gonna care about his amateur experience, or is the general public gonna care more about what they're seeing on social media these days? Is that gonna make more of an impact? Like last I checked, amateur boxing is having not just corruption issues, they're having funding issues. God damn it, the next Olympics in this fucking country won't even include boxing as of today.
Yeah, but it tells a story, though. It tells a story of experience.
I hear you, but you yourself said you got the press release. Say you were questioning if we would even get a general or a typical press conference because the press release was being promoted as this social media sensation and this, that, and the third. And bro, that just was reaching the general public. You get what I'm saying? I wanted them to build a story with Plant Benavides and All Access. I wanted them to show the footage of the scrap in the gym many years ago. They did not. So at the end of the day, it's like, what's going to capture the general public? I thought that what they didn't cool. They chose not to use it. I don't know that the amateur boxing background is going to catch the general public. I don't know that people are going to give a fuck. I don't know that the people that don't already know Ryan's amateur experience is going to sway them that much more. Yeah, maybe the casual.
It matters for me. It matters for me. Like me finding out he fought that many times.
Take it diehard, take it casual. That's this percentage of this fight. How much is it really going to matter? They're focused more on the social media stars. They told you that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, you said that the casual fans are the smaller percentage of this fight's promotion or the bigger percentage?
The smaller.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be true. I get why you say that, and I think a lot of people think that way. But that's why this.
Well, you used. Hold on, really quick, because I just don't want. My words to get confused. You use the word promotion. I think that the diehard and the casuals. The diehard is going to be the smallest percentage of the people that's really watching this fight.
Okay.
And
I get it now.
And not that the diehard and casuals won't watch this fight. It's just that so many other people will that is going to overshadow. So it's like, I'm trying to access those households that Floyd was accessing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, am I really going to show Floyd crying at the Olympics every time? Or am I going to show him whooping ass on a big stage? You get what I'm saying?
If it's his first big fight on such a huge stage, you might want to show.
You might want to give backstory. You might want to give backstory.
You might want to do that.
So
if he's fighting Oscar,
how do we know that they're not? How do we know that they're not? And I was telling Ness this, bro, and I'm gonna let you guys talk because I know I've been talking for a minute. How do we know that they're not? All Access hasn't dropped yet. So when we think about it, all the content that has been seen right now, thus far in promotion for this fight, is being seen mostly in part by the casuals and the diehards. Why? Because it's only made accessible on pages like Showtime Sports, etc. Yeah, social media has it, other blog sites, Tank and Ryan themselves, and it's something that has crossed over to the general public. But All Access is the TV show, so maybe they're gonna use the big promotion, put that out there. We don't know that yet. I'm just saying I don't think that it's that significant to promote this fight, in my opinion. But guys, you guys have the floor.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I don't think it's wrong. I think the problem is it's like coming up with a solution after the problem, right? Like we're at where we're at, and whether the commercial universe that exists outside of ours understands or doesn't understand or will understand or won't understand the depths of this fight and how quality of a fighter Ryan truly is. It's this narrative that's been pushed for so long that nobody wanted to push back against because it felt correct. It felt like, wait a minute, yeah, I didn't hear about who Ryan Garcia was until he was already a social media star. But I've seen Tank knocking dudes' heads off at the highest level.
And
maybe not against our best opponents, but the highest level.
Mario, and you have consistent people in the industry telling you, well, Tank ain't had to box yet, but he could box. We know him from the amateurs. We know him from the amateurs.
And look what happens. They take that soundbite and they run with it, and they don't give their own opinion. See, the beauty of this show and the reason I've always loved it is because it prided itself on being the voice of the people. So sometimes promoters would come in and give us a narrative, and they wanted us to run with it, right? And we wouldn't because it was cap. It was bullshit. It was just something that they wanted us to say that was a lie that would further their agenda, which is selling tickets or selling pay-per-views or whatever That never happened on this show. And the problem is that if you live in this universe, you understand boxing far better than the people who have boxing channels. That's the real issue of this. Is too many people have learned how to use their fucking iPhones and don't know how to keep their mouths shut. That's the problem. That's why we're here. That's why it's such a crazy, like, people are telling me they might not buy it because they know the outcome. Fuck off. You know the outcome. Okay, put $100,000 on Tank if you think he's gonna win, or Ryan if you think he's gonna win. If those are the outcomes you think. You know, I'm in the business of boxing, and I've been watching long enough to know that what we see on the night that Ryan and Tank get into the fight is going to be world-class boxing. And world-class boxing is not one with a one-punch knockout in the first 3 rounds. It's just not. That's my problem with this whole thing.
Well, the thing is, we got to have one or the other, right? Now, I hear what you're saying. But, yo, my guy, without this motherfucker, there is no fucking fight. There is no promotion. There is no million fucking pay-per-views. Without a fucking iPhone, it ain't shit. So, at the end, again, I feel like, truth be told, fuck, like, bro,
you were about to say fuck hardcores. You were about
no.
No.
What I was gonna say, and I'm still gonna say it. What I was gonna say was not fuck what he's done in the amateurs, but I feel like, truth be told, if you're trying to give a backstory, if you're trying to gather somebody's attention more, you'll do it quicker with sparring than you will with amateur fights.
I guess, yeah, because like you said, people live in the now. So if Ryan leaked out some sparring with him and Regis or something, yeah, it'll get some traction. But I'm just saying, I think that information made more accessible to people. It could have been a better defense for Ryan. You know, I think he's gotten a bad rap.
And again, it still can be. The first All Access hasn't dropped. It's a 2-part series plus an epilogue, from my understanding. So we're gonna get plenty of backstory leading up and following the fight. So let's give them an opportunity, man, because we can't, like, everybody. Look, and I don't even want to get into what I'm about to say, but everybody is complaining about the rehydration clause in the catchweight and all these stipulations. And I'm not saying that anybody's wrong or anybody's right or none of that. But it's like, we got the biggest fight in boxing.
With restrictions, though.
And I'll tell you, every fighter I've spoken to has told me that. It's like, bro, yeah, it's fucked up. Some ain't even saying that. They're like, yo, I'm just glad we got the fight.
How do you feel, Mario? Because we haven't had you on. What was your initial reaction finding out that this was the first ever catchweight and rehydration clause? Now, obviously, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank were going to do it, but it didn't happen. So until this one gets canceled, God forbid, it's the first ever of its kind. And there's a one-way rematch. So if Ryan loses, you know, he just gets to beg for a rematch, not actually get one.
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, I've been a part of the sport or watched the sport for so long. You know, it's like if you're like watching Marvel movies, right? And if you're like at the end and you've only been watching the last phase, you might not understand the significance of certain aspects of what's going on now. So honestly, I blame Pacquiao. Fuck Pacquiao for all this. Like, this was like never a thing I remember
Freddie
in
Roach.
the 80s or
Freddie
90s.
Roach. No.
Sure.
Freddie Roach.
It's all the same thing to me, honestly. They're all the same entity, right?
Yeah.
They knew what they wanted out of their opponents or didn't want, and that was to come in fresh. And they exploited that as much as they could in a way that outside, I guess, agencies didn't take. You know, because like I feel like if people really understood or really knew the dangers of what Pacquiao was doing back then, they wouldn't have even allowed it to be legal. Now we come up and now we have this opportunity to have this fight, and we're getting both a rehydration clause and a catch weight. It feels like the evolution. You know, Tank didn't start this shit.
Let me ask
you know, LRB didn't start this shit. It was at the end of the day a product of what's been going on for the past decade and a half.
let me ask you this, Mario, because like Ness said, we haven't had you on the show. I was, bro, first day, I'm like, yo, he signed that contract. Ain't nobody put a gun to his head. What the fuck? What that got to do with Tank? You knew what you were signing up for. You had a Hall of Famer in Bernard, a Hall of Famer in Oscar.
But they both went through it, Mario. Oscar had to do it with Pacquiao, and Bernard had to do it with Oscar.
And Floyd had to do it with Oscar to a degree.
And Mario, ain't the whole point? Let me bump my head so you don't have to. So
yeah.
I'm like, yo, that was them, right? Now I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but I'm like, bro, you signed the contract and we got the fight. And first day out, I'm happy. I'm ecstatic because I know the significance of this fight. And truth be told, maybe day 2 and day 3, I was the person that's telling you I'm not even gonna watch this fight no more because of how much negativity the people were speaking on with the catchweight. And I'm not saying that I was for it, but it was so much negativity that I'm like, you know what? I'm not even attending the fight. Fuck it.
Yeah,
now day four, I applied for my credential. So you know what I'm saying? I'll be in the building April 22nd, motherfucker.
No.
Side note,
I get it.
But it's like I understood the fighters and the coaches at the top level. I'm around big guys, and they're like, bro, I'm just glad the fight happening.
Let me do a side note to double back to Ryan's amateur career and Danny suggesting that maybe it's too late to talk about that it won't get traction. Now I know Floyd's an anomaly. But there's something in these statistics. Mauricio Suleiman isn't the biggest social media person, right? He's got 92,000 followers. He's a 50-something.
Damn, does he?
Yeah, he's a 50-something. He's a 50-something-year-old man.
Yeah.
But he posted Floyd losing at the amateurs, and he says failure is the mother of all access. This moment shaped the character of one of the greatest careers in the history of boxing at Floyd Mayweather. So it shows Mayweather crying. It reached almost 1 million people, and it has 250,000 views.
Ness, so was he crying like at a youth regional, or was he crying at the highest level of amateur boxing representing his country?
Yeah, this was the highest level, but you know that Ryan made it there, right? He didn't make it to the Olympics, but I think he made it to Olympic. I mean, he just said it in that interview that we were watching, but he made it to something Olympics. I don't know. Give me like another word added to that.
Maybe the Junior Olympics.
I think maybe no. I think he made
Mario, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan never even made it to the elites in the amateurs because he turned pro.
No, he made it to the Olympics. I think he said in this interview that he made it to the Olympics, but they that year they changed it from 17 to 19, so he would have to wait 4 more years. So he just turned pro.
Why is he still in? Why is he copying answers off of other person's tests, bro?
Who, Ryan?
Yeah.
No, well, Shushu said that after Ryan.
Yeah,
Shushu said that after Ryan.
Shushu did not say that, bro. Shushu did not say that. No, he did not.
With Matt.
Never.
I'm sure he said something like that.
Brother, again, they eliminated his weight class. He beat Duke to advance. You know what I'm saying? But the pandemic happened, and because they had eliminated his weight class, he only had but 10 months in that weight class. So despite him beating Duke, they still gave Duke the edge because Duke had accumulated more points in that weight class. It had nothing to do with age. Shushu's a grown-ass man. He was like 23 during this time, grown as fuck.
Bro,
That's
those
crazy.
amateurs, yo, I
That's
just
crazy.
imagine people with cigars in their mouths, like twisting it, fucking petting cats like evil fucking people, for real.
Yo, isn't that Kingpin and shit from
Spider-Man and shit, yeah.
Yo, that's crazy, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So he made it to the trials. He made it to the trials.
Yeah.
The Olympic trials. You know, it's kind of like typically in the fall time. Usually, like that's the trials to see if you're gonna make it into cuffing season. You get what I'm saying? So you know, he got to try out. You know, everybody gets an opportunity. Usually. No, not everybody. No,
Nah,
I know what
you meant.
They're definitely not. You know, I'm not trying to diminish. I truly just believe it in my heart that even if they put it out there, you get what I'm saying. For this one, it won't make an effect as much as maybe a fight with Devin. Maybe the fight with Devin.
I don't know, man.
It makes more of an effect because they had the fights. They fought each other. You get what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely right. It's too late to correct course on this fight. It's too late. The only thing we can do is from this point forward until Ryan fights Devin or Loma or whoever the hell's up next, Shakur, it doesn't matter. Until we get to that point, the narrative is corrected. And it's up to us. It's up to you, Ness, every day to keep that narrative because that's where we're going to get to when we get to those fights later on because now you're right. It's too corrupted. You know what I mean? It's too late to come and tell.
Well, I got
a
different
fight. Wait, everybody, it is a series. It's too late to do that shit.
I have a different agenda. I think that we've been bamboozled, you know? I think that Tank's behavior coupled with, you know, us finding out he's got 225 amateur fights, it's starting to all make sense.
Brother,
it all falls into place, bro.
Brother, let me tell you something. And it's just the fucking truth, champ. You know what I'm saying? All due respect. Why you ain't do your due diligence as a boxing reporter? Damn. And why didn't you know that he had this amateur experience?
I fell into the hype. I believe the hype, just like we believe the hype of the fighter. You believe that?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the fan get an excuse. We're boxing reporters. We don't get that excuse. Bro.
I'm a human. I'm a human.
And I'm not. No,
you don't know. You don't know the heavyweight division.
I'm not saying that I know it all, but I'm just saying like, bro, we could have did our due fucking diligence.
But that's my point. It don't matter how much due diligence you do. Just in the middleweights is 1,500 to 1,600 fighters. Like you don't know
how many relevant names. How many Ryan Garcias?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Division? It do matter, Ness.
No,
it do
just
matter
like
because
just like I'm trying to
fight
say.
in the sport. This is the biggest fight in the sport. So you're not doing your due diligence on the biggest fight in the sport. You're not gonna do your due diligence.
It's not.
No.
It's not the biggest fight in the sport. It's not the biggest fight in the sport.
It's the most financial benefiting fight in the sport, and the one that'll reach the casuals the most. There's not a fight in the sport that can be made in 2023 that can reach more casuals than Tank.
And that's why the plot has been lost. That's why the plot has been lost because, like you said, and you slammed your phone down. You know, you and Espinoza are chasing a unicorn, and that's why you think this is the biggest fight because you guys are constantly worrying about the new boxing fan instead of catering to the people that have been here. That you're turning into illegal streamers. You're so worried.
No. I ain't turning into no illegal streamers. See, the problem is the people that are here are the illegal streamers. The people that are, yes,
I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe that, champ. I don't believe that.
Listen,
I don't believe that.
I've been doing
I get why
this.
you think that. I do. But I don't believe that. I just
don't.
So
why is there so there's either a decline in the people watching or there's a decline in the people paying? But goddamn it, it's a decline in one of the two.
There's a decline.
Listeners and the people buying aren't mutually exclusive, champ. You know what I mean?
Not only that,
the people stealing. I'm sorry.
The reason that you're seeing a decline obviously is going to be, you know, illegal streaming, but also is the lack of the product. When the product is good. People aren't stealing it.
Champ, this is Blue Magic. This is Blue Magic.
No, it's not.
Let me tell you.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Champ.
Yo, this is what I'm saying. This dude right here be losing the plot.
Blue Magic, and let me tell you why.
Blue Magic, but my man ain't win a world title.
Let me tell you why.
Get out of here, man.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I ain't saying it's the best product, but it's the product with the fucking name.
How you gonna call it Blue Magic and then say it ain't the best product? That's the whole thing behind Blue Magic.
Did they not start cutting the shit? Did they not start cutting it later on?
Bro.
Nah, they started dying it. Fuck that.
Bro, this right here is what is known. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is what is known.
Man, you're crazy, bro.
It is bigger than AJ Wilder, commercially.
Nah,
It is
champ.
bigger than Earl and
Hey, you
and
think
Bud.
you think you buying Molly and you buying fentanyl, champ? That's what I'm telling you right now. That's what's happening. They snowing everybody, and I don't blame you. That's the champ. And let me make one last point, real quick. Let me make one last point. Let me make one last point on what you had said about people coming on the show and us doing the or y'all doing the due diligence. There is too much work to be done on a show like this. Okay, it is the job of a publicist to give you the stuff, and so you can read
the
up,
bullet
and so
points.
you can have a great interview. Let me tell you what happens at the highest level. Okay, the guys like Tank, the guys like Ryan, the guys like Cotto, the guys like Mayweather, the guys like Oscar. Those people don't give you those press junkets unless you're going on like Good Morning America or whatever. Instead, their publicists know that they want to control the narrative on the mainstream media. It's the same shit that happens with Fox, the same shit that happens with CNN. It might be new to the millions of people that have woken up in red pill, blue pill bullshit, whatever, over the last 10 years, but it is not new business. It's been going on forever, and boxing has been exploiting it from the beginning. And at the end of the day, they put out the stories on the biggest top 1% fighters so that we can think what they want us to think about them, because that's why you don't hear all the bad shit that Oscar did. No, you got to go to Twitter for that. You can't hear all the bad shit that, I'm not even saying no names. I don't want to say no names. But at the end of the day, that's what happens. The guys at the highest level have the most money to control the narrative that YouTube puts out on them, that Twitter puts out on them, that anything else. And if you have some sort of information, good luck, because they got the best scrubbers in the world. You won't even be able to find it with a fine-tooth comb, champ. I'm just saying, that's what really goes on at this level. That's what really goes on. It's like dirty shit, but whatever.
And let me be super specific. Maybe, and that's you a movie guy. Go back and watch it. This that Nicky Barnes Blue Magic. Remember? He trying to still make the money up, bro. He was making so much money cutting the work. Yeah, I'm not saying on paper, but it's the name. It is the name, because it ain't a name bigger than Tank, and it ain't a name bigger than Ryan. Then you can put that's gonna reach out to more, and obviously it gotta happen. I mean,
I just,
see the numbers. All I know is off what we have to see right now. It ain't a fight so quicker. Ain't a fight reselling at the rate this one has in recent memory since Floyd Conner.
It ain't Blue Magic though. Blue Magic, the people knew what they were getting, and that's why Denzel had that famous little line in the movie.
With who?
With whoever, man. I don't remember that shit like that.
Motherfucker.
All right. So that means that Nicky Barnes was out there doing the garbage, and Denzel went over there and corrected him, like, bruh, this is like Pepsi, yada yada yada. So what he was telling him? Stop cutting my shit. Stop cutting my shit. So what he telling him? Why he telling him to stop cutting? Because he don't want to confuse or lie to his customer base, which is what they doing to us. They got, and this is what I keep telling everybody that come on. I feel so bad. I gotta say, my own co-host is conditioned. He's telling you the hardcore, this is Blue Magic, when Blue Magic's supposed to stand for top of the shelf.
Nicky
A+.
Nah,
you trying to change it now. You know what I'm saying? I would never call this shit Blue Magic.
Name. It ain't the work, but it's the name, and you cannot argue that.
Bruh, you can't use a street reference.
Tell me to fight this year. Tell me to fight this year that sell more and access more people than this one.
Champ, you can get excited all you want. You can't use a street reference and then say it's not the work. That makes no sense.
Bro, I mean, the Nicky Barnes Blue Magic
counterfeit
is exactly,
Blue Magic.
The Nicky Barnes Blue Magic is exactly what the fuck I'm describing right now.
Counterfeit. Right? Isn't that the word for it?
It was cut. It was cut. He was cutting it.
Counterfeit.
So explain to the people that didn't grow up in the inner city, what are you saying? Because if you cutting 100% dope, let me finish. If you cutting 100% dope, you making it less than pure, which means you telling people that this fight is less than. It's less than. It's not 100% pure. It's not 100% pure. That's what you're saying. This a dummy bag of dope. A dummy bag of dope. This the cut bag. This the 2 for 5 or 2 for 7. What the fuck you talking about? Shit ain't the same.
We don't even sell that in the neighborhood.
Shit ain't the same, man. Devin and Tank Shakur and Tank. Then we talking Blue Magic.
Yeah, that's pure. But now it's not as commercially big. That's
You know
all.
what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and lie to the yo. This shit is no. It's big because of they following. It ain't big no other reason.
Can you name me? Can you just name me the fight that's gonna be bigger than commercially than that one this year?
Yeah, AJ Wilder.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's why you ain't arguing so
AJ
quick.
Wilder,
You had to think.
Could
You had
shatter
to think.
Mayweather Pacquiao records.
Yo, bro. How do y'all say that when one guy just did whatever on pay-per-view and the other guy got tickets that
I got the
he
answer.
can't even sell?
I got the
he can't
answer.
Even sell.
I got the
he can't
answer.
even sell the tickets.
I got the answer. The answer is Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward. Two dudes that notoriously never were big draws. Two dudes that had multiple losses. Two dudes that didn't need belts to make what's called now legendary
Bro, they gave
fights.
us great fights, but what records they break? What was bigger?
They're engraved in boxing history for the rest of our lives. It's called legendary fights.
Because they whooped on each other's ass, but bro, they fought. They didn't fight in no big stadium.
And that's what
They didn't
boxing
have
is.
No big venue. They ain't break no pay-per-views. They ain't sell nothing crazy.
Because guess what? Because it was pure dope. It was good boxing. It wasn't about all that commercial bullshit you and the promoters talking about.
Last time I checked,
I feel that reference.
Last time I checked, the sport of boxing was to hit and not get hit. Not fucking you give me brain damage, I give you brain damage.
No, you right. You absolutely right. But these guys was fighting. They wasn't fighting in the business room, putting catchweights and rehydration clauses and one-way rematches. These motherfuckers wanted to fight. They wanted to fight.
You still know that ain't shit bigger than Tank Ryan this year.
I just told you AJ Wilder.
It won't be, bro.
Look, I got people helping me.
AJ can't even fucking sell against Franklin.
I got people in the chat helping me. AJ sold 1.3 versus Usyk, man. It's about dance partner. Of course, you can point your finger and say Franklin. That's why. Nobody know Franklin. Put AJ in there with Wilder. Watch what happens.
But wait, are you saying AJ Wilder's not bigger because it won't happen? Or are you saying AJ Wilder's bigger because it's not as big as Tank?
It's not as big in 2023 as Tank and Ryan commercially. No, it is not.
You crazy, man. Heavyweight's always going to
heavyweight,
man. Heavyweight boxing.
Losing to nobody. Even the
boxing.
welterweights. I can't see it, champ. It's like that was the fight everybody wanted. And the only thing that makes it worse is one of them's way better.
Everybody wanted it before the Fury trilogy.
But what has changed between them? Because the only thing that would have made this fight worse is if AJ or Wilder was way better than the other, and now Wilder won all his fights. Yeah, I don't want to see AJ, who's already lost 3 times, fight a guy and Wilder's undefeated, and vice versa. But they're at the same level, champ. And
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm just saying, you talking about two guys who we've seen them lose more than they have winning in recent memory versus two guys who are undefeated, prime in their career, bigger names. Their names are being looked up more.
How many times?
They touch more people like, bro, it's totally different.
Shout out to the chat. The Axiom with the $2 super chat says Wamano versus Pac-Man 4 had no title.
No title.
But that's okay.
Damn.
But that's okay because that's not the only thing he helped out with. Both those guys made that 4th fight legendary and historic. Secondly, both those guys fought for no title, just like Wilder AJ. Thirdly, both those guys have losses before that 4th fight, just like Wilder AJ. So knock it off.
And had a history tied together. That's the other part that is so big for both aspects of the argument.
Now let me ask you guys this. Per chance, did it happen to be bigger than Mayweather De La Hoya? Because it was around that time, right?
No.
What?
Mayweather De La Hoya was 07, and Pac Marquez was... Fuck. Oh, man, too much weed, bro.
Mayweather De La Hoya was way before Pac Marquez.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. But I can't remember the year.
I'll look it up, but it's not worth it. It had to be before.
The 4th fight was like, man, was it 2012?
Had to be before. Hell no. Mayweather De La Hoya was in 2012.
No. Mayweather De La Hoya was 07. I know that for a fact. Okay. But the Marquez fight with Pacquiao, the 4th one, I can't remember if that was 2012. You're right. It happened way after. I just don't remember the exact year.
I'll look it up. Let me see. But we are taking callers. We got Blog Talk open. We got Twitter Spaces open. We got Discord open. all ways for you to call in and voice
2012.
your opinion right here. We're talking about the fact that Ryan, I don't know if his accolades have been shadow banned, but he does have 225 amateur fights, and he's taking this fight, and he thinks that a win over Tank Davis will humble the world and stop them from judging a book by its cover. I like that. I do like that. But you said Marquez, that was 2012. Damn, you're good. Yep, 2012.
Yeah. The fourth one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, the number to call is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. I got Anthony in Chino, California. What up?
Yes, fellas.
What up?
How you guys doing today? Hey, just real quick, I just wanted to say that if you're listening, I know there's a lot of people on the call. Smash that like. I want to like to see those likes, equal those viewers, man. But anyways, about Tank. This is the thing, man. I mean, I've been watching him for a while, and I can remember all the way back when he fought, right after he fought once he fought Cruz, I felt like I've seen him hit sort of a wall. You know what I mean? Like, that uppercut wasn't as wicked as it was against Leo Santa Cruz. And I feel like he lost a little bit of confidence in it because Pitbull blocked it, but I think he probably looked like he hurt his hand in that fight. And then Rolando Romero helps him out by running into that left hand. He knocks him out, which is great. That's entertaining. And at that point, I started to just really dig Tank. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this guy, he's the real deal. And he is. And then right after that Rolando Romero fight, he was talking shit to Ryan, who was in the stands. And then he was calling him a bitch, you're next, right? So it was a big old thing like, oh, man, they're going to fight. I thought they were going to fight after that fight. And then right away Mayweather was like, they're fighting at 135. They're not fighting at 140. They're going to fight at 135 if they fight. So I feel like this whole weight thing and this whole rehydration thing is set up because he's lacking confidence, man. He really is, and it sucks because I'm telling you, I was really starting to become a little Tank fan, man, and I still am. I want to see him do good. You know what I mean? I don't wish nothing bad upon any of these fighters, but I just want you callers to say the truth, man. Say the truth about the confidence issue that he has right now. You know what I mean? And it started back. I feel like when he fought Isaac Cruz, that left uppercut really. That little dude, man, he ran into a wall, and I think that's what Brian was trying to refer to in the press conference. Like, man, you couldn't even hurt Isaac Cruz, and he laughed. You know what I mean? He says, like, if I feel like I seen a different Ryan when Ryan fought Fortuna and he knocked him out. I seen a different. He looked bigger. He looked solid. He looked dangerous, man. And I was like, man, he's gonna fuck whoever else up, whoever he goes against, man. So I feel like they see the same thing. The thing is 5 pounds, when he fought Barrios, when Tank fought Barrios, man, Barrios was fucking huge. He looked huge, and man, Tank put it on him, man. And I was like, man, Tank can fight bigger dudes. He can fight bigger dudes, and he does, and he's proved that he can. But it's something about Ryan that it's not about the size. I think he's just trying to get all that advantage he could. Anyways.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. I got David Maldonado, New York City. What up? David, actually, give me 1 second real quick. Let me just get to these super chats. I got AR the Equalizer, $10 super chat. Salute to you, champ. He says, salute to TBV family, Ness and Danny. I appreciate the consistency, the official voice of boxing. Respect emoji. We got Ohio Runs Boxing, $2 super chat. He says, Ryan also beat my boy Tiger Johnson in the amateurs. Yeah, Tiger did an interview with us in studio and let us know. Chicago Hollow, $2 super chat says, Ryan ain't scared though. Hurry the fuck up, Spence and Crawford. And we got Gunner Heck, $5 super chat. He says, Ness, you done lost some credibility with this Ryan antic. School him, Dan the man. Yeah, right. What up, David?
Yo, we got my boy Mario Hip Thrust Mungia back there.
Hip thrust.
Yes, sir. Hip thrust in the building.
AKA Mexington Steel, AKA the biggest left hand in border wars. What's good, Mario? How you been, bro?
Oh, man, I can't call it, bro. Just good to be back. Good to hear from you, too.
I'm glad you're back, man. You bring a certain energy and vibe to the show, man. You and Ness used to always go back and forth. Ness used to be on you like an abusive fucking husband, man, to Tina Turner, man. But y'all always good, dog. Yeah, he abused you. I don't know who got abused more, you or Lady Shan, man.
Whatever.
You get it wrong, but anyway, yo, I was watching Ryan's fight against Javier Fortuna, and I gotta admit, man, he got a hell of a chance. That left hook is fast, and whenever you're the opposite hand fighter, you try to throw that straight to the body, you get clipped with that hook from the opposite stance, and it can knock you off balance. The same punch that dropped Floyd against Zab, same punch that dropped Tio against Sandor. I could see Tank getting hit with that shot a few times and probably getting dropped. I don't know. This is a good fight, but I agree. I don't like the weight clause, the rehydration clause. Because personally, I always said Ryan Garcia is still the weakest link out of the young guns, and he's doing that with Ryan.
But why? But why? Did you know he had 225 amateur fights?
Oh, yeah, Ryan got a deep background. Ryan had 6 fights with Devin Haney.
Yeah, but did you know he had 225?
That's a lot. That's like fucking, that's almost like Regan Loma type numbers right there. He got a deep amateur background. And it's not going
close to the half. Close to the half, but.
Yeah, close to the half. You're right, Rich.
Danny be hating on Ryan.
No, I just don't want there to be a misconception.
A misconception that he's experienced? Instead of lack of
experience.
Instead of lack of
that he's as experienced.
Oh man.
That's Danny's digital scale. Danny's digital scale, man. He got the eye test. He can look at somebody and know how much they weigh, man.
Yo.
hey, Mario, I promise you the other day, Devin asked me, he was like, "What you think I'm weighing?" I was 1 pound off my
Shut
eyeballs.
up, for real?
Nobody was there. Nobody was there. Nobody was there.
Okay,
No,
okay,
Frank
let's put it to the judge.
Frank was there. Frank was there, and I'll tell you, Frank actually hit it. Frank
Does it have
hit
to
it
be in person, or can you do it to me right now if I stand up? Let's see if you
No,
got it,
no,
champ.
it's
I'll be
in
real.
per-
Oh, you got to
it's
be
in-
in person. Okay.
Bro, what? You ever heard of catfishing? Meow.
Cat?
Like cat.
I'm right here. You can't see me?
Bro, you know how many people?
How much I weigh? Just take a guess.
I don't even know how tall you are. Ain't you like 5'8"?
I'm 5'6". No,
Oh, wow.
I wish I was 5'8". Yeah. Hey, I'm bigger than a lot of people, right?
Ain't like 5'6". Ain't 5'6" legally midget? Nah.
Bro, you tripping,
Whoa,
dog.
you can't even
Listen to
say
me.
that no more.
Bro, you don't even know how tall 5'6" is. That's what that tell me.
Yeah,
Bro,
no,
first of all, it's
no,
like
I'm fucking
4'10",
with you.
first
No,
of all.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. You look, bro, it's hard. He was in the gym shirtless, but yeah, I would say right now you're looking about 190.
You told him you fucking told him, bro.
Bro,
Stop it.
Told me what?
Why would I tell
Told
him
me
that?
what?
Because I lost 20 pounds and you were happy for a friend and you told him. Are you swear to God you didn't tell you? Dog, I swear to God, I weigh 190 right now.
See, that's what I'm saying.
190
bro.
right now, and that's no cap. I'll get the
bro.
digital scale out right now.
Bro, let me tell you,
That's crazy.
I ain't talked to Ness about you in I don't know how long. Last time he asked me about, we talked about you. I'm like, man, you know he don't show up for Border Wars fights.
Oh,
So how
bro.
long
You
ago
want this
was
big
that?
left
It's
hand
been
right here?
It's been a minute.
Nah, but yeah, no, that's like 2 years ago, bro. Listen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
First
It's
of
been a
all, I was
minute.
just kidding. I know Ness didn't fucking
190,
text you and say, hey, my boy
190,
lost 20 pounds. I'm happy for him. But at the same time, that's impressive, dog. That's impressive. I'm not going to lie. He's got 2 right, or well, 1 right, and then a pound off on the other. So,
A pound off.
good job, big dog. Good job.
Let me get to Ronnie in Phoenix.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
What up?
I called in a few times back, man. I told you guys about that with Ryan. That's still before all this weight clause and that shit came out. I was telling you guys, I'm like, man, I think everybody sleeps on Ryan's amateur career.
Yeah,
I didn't personally know he had 225.
Exactly.
But I heard Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney speak on it. Like, nah, he's been around, man. He's been fighting with us, his whole life growing up. He's been around. He's been doing this shit. Yeah, I didn't know he had that many though. Hey, but Ness, why didn't you read my super chat this morning, bro? When's the last time Berlanga had a knockout?
Oh, I just, we got, I didn't notice it, bro. I'm sorry. But I don't know the last time.
I know.
I don't know the last time.
2.5 years ago, bro. Before Ryan, last time he made 135, bro. It was December of 2020, I believe.
That's okay. Triple G, he gonna get it now. Ishe Smith, listen to me. Ishe Smith fought everybody. And the one person that knocked him out was Erickson Lubin, his last fight. Triple G is 40, and he's on his way out. Berlanga's young and big as hell, and it's going to be Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, June 10th. Triple G going to get his head took off.
Hell yeah, I'll be looking forward to it, man. You guys have a good one. That's my call, bro. You guys enjoy.
Danny Hayton trying to get Edgar Date cop blocked by Top Rank and shit.
Oh, I'm hating because another promoter already announced a card with a venue that they have a contract with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. I mean, we gonna get them moved off that date. They got the little room. We need the big room.
Yeah, because Berlanga's gonna be bigger than fucking the New York fucking Knicks. Good fucking luck.
Yeah. Berlanga and Triple G. Berlanga and Triple G. Triple G did 20,000 people there.
Who the Knicks playing that day?
The New York Knicks do, bro. It's gonna be playoffs. New York Knicks do that shit on a daily.
Playoffs.
On a daily. On a regular. On a regular.
Spike
Lee.
Yo.
You kidding me?
They don't get the same amount for the tickets.
Spike Lee. Is you kidding me?
He old as hell. Don't nobody even know who Spike Lee. That shit sound like a drink. What up, Arthur?
Hater, dog.
What's good? What's up, Ness? What's up, Danny? What's up, Mario? I ain't seen you in a minute, Mario. Everything going good, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
But for sure. But I'm with Danny on this as far as like the magnitude of the fight, for the simple fact that we live in a microwave generation. Feel like when Floyd and McGregor, them first talks started off, it was a joke. Like people laughed at it, but what happened? Like 2-3 months later, they announced the fight like that, and that got people excited. And the same thing with this Tank and Ryan fight, they giving it to us on time. So I feel like that's why this is the biggest fight of the year. Even if we get Wilder, AJ, it's gonna be a big fight, but at the same time, it's a little bit of luster knocked off, but we still know AJ Wilder gonna be a great fight regardless. But at the same time, they didn't give it to us when we wanted it, and that matters to a lot of people at the same time. So I feel like this Tank Ryan fight, they giving the fight to us at the right time. So that's my argument for that.
Did you know that Garcia had 225 amateur fights?
I didn't. I just knew him and Devin went back and forth. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I don't think nobody knew that.
You put a poll out for that, Ness?
No, I didn't.
That might be a good idea.
It is.
Yeah. Why didn't the boxing reporter know how many boxing fights the boxer had?
Damn, champ.
That's a knee slapper.
All right. Danny, for whatever reason, thinks he's funny. But I got a funnier question for Danny. Has he asked Devin or Shakur how they feel the negotiations would go if they were to fight Tanks now that all these stipulations came out? Have you asked that yet? Because it's been 48 hours.
Yeah, Devin been out of town, and I ain't seen Shakur since.
Ain't nobody else was around to ask? You be around the rich and famous and the stars.
Yeah. I mean, the people I did ask, I promise you, told me that they was happy the fight was getting made.
Yo, I just got bad flashbacks to 2014 covering Donaire in Dallas and then thinking I did a good job and then hitting Ness afterwards. Did you ask him this, and this? Nah, we better go find him. I was like, fuck. That's tough to work for.
Bro, that's
you think of the questions faster
than
I do.
Yo, let me tell you, that's so crazy because, like, I'll ask Ness, like, is there something you want me to bring up?
Right? But, you asked him before.
No, but that's the one thing, and I left previously who I was working for because of that. They would try to micromanage what I would ask, and it's like that will never
do that though.
That will never happen. Never.
Hey, listen, I always work for Ness traveling for one reason and one reason only. It was San Antonio. I went to the hotel to get the fighters interview, worked till about 2:30 a.m. My man who's in New York time stayed with me on the phone as I drove from San Antonio back to home in Corpus, about a 3.5 hour drive from the hotel. Stay with me on the whole time. Yo, that no editor has ever even pretended to do that for me. That was big time, bro.
It's all good, bro. I love this shit, man. We got callers. If you on Blog Talk, you feel like we ain't go to you, you got to press the one at least one time. We going out to Twitter Spaces. Looks like, what's your excuse? What's your excuse, champ?
Yo.
What up?
Can you hear me?
We hear you. We hear you.
Hey, man, I couldn't agree with Danny anymore, man. How you the reporter and you don't know Garcia's amateur record, man? Did you know his parents ran the amateur part of in their town, man? They were judges, bro. Ryan's been in the gym his whole life.
You know what happened? I had a West Coast correspondent by the name of Daniel Alvarez. I'm from the East Coast. So I had everything
I'm from
on
the East
Smash.
Coast too.
Hey, you know what happened? You know what happened?
I had everything on the East on Smash.
His West Coast correspondent was told by Nestor fucking Gibbs. He said, Champ, you know who's going to be the future of this sport? This was July 2018. He said, brother, invest your time in Devin Haney.
I ain't tell you only Devin.
Hey, Danny, just for that, you got to get that summer bonus, bro.
I knew, though. I knew how many fights.
Danny,
Ryan
you got to
had.
get that summer bonus. Nas better cut you that check for the summer bonus, you know?
Hey, it's crazy. Before you went to Florida, I was like, Champ, we might have to talk this summer.
Hey, Nas, keeping it real, did you know his parents were in boxing their whole life? They were in the amateur, amateurs over there in California. They were judges. They ran that, so he's been in boxing his whole life.
What you saying
is his wins is fake. You saying his wins is fake now. Now you coming on here to discredit him.
Oh, I say,
you saying his parents? You saying his parents worked as you saying his parents worked as officials, and those 225 need to be looked over.
I never.
Oh, now your phone want to mess up when it's time to speak the truth.
No.
Yo, man.
Hey, I'm in the car line waiting for my son, so my reception might go in and out.
Yo, you say you're in what? Your reception is horrible, bro. I can't hear you. Like, you're robotic right now.
Bro, I'm in the fucking car line. Oh, man. I'm in the car line in goddamn Wellington. You know where that shit is. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Wellington, New Jersey?
I'll wait. Go ahead. Hang up on me and get the next one. I'll wait to get out of here.
You're good now. It cleared up.
Oh, yo, what I was trying to tell you, man, is like, before you cut me off, Danny's right, bro. This shit's blue magic, and let me tell you why. Because Ryan is a polarizing figure, bro. Hold on, let me finish. If you go, I'm being, bro. I got little cousins, aunts, and all that shit asking me, hey, you know that Ryan is fighting the American guy. Who the fuck is? They don't even know Gervonta's name. You could put a Ryan and come to any street in South America, and I'm telling you, everybody will know who the fuck he is. You put Gervonta and Ryan walking the mall in America, and unless you're a hip hop culture, unless you're
man, we're gonna have to try you.
I ain't gonna lie to you, champ. They got the Biden phones now. That's the one you gotta go get.
Nah, bro. See, that's what you don't understand. Somebody that knew Ryan shit, yo, they just fucking scrambled this shit. They were like, oh, he about to tell the truth. And they scrambled it. That's how them fucking people
That's
work,
Tank fans, man. They got Tank fans, a Tank hacker sitting somewhere fucking up his service.
Exactly. LRB just pushed that button. It was like,
Pop, what up on Discord? Pop, what up? You gotta unmute.
Yo, y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yo, what's up with y'all? Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Well, so look, so I'm like 23. Oh, I'm 22, about to be 23, right? And so like the demographic for this fight, I don't think it was needed to know that. You know what I mean? Because like half of my friends who want to watch the fight, who going to buy the fight, they don't. If I ask them right now, you know about somebody's amateur record? They're like, what is that? You know what I mean? they probably like most people my age with boxing, they think it's like little league football, like before I can go pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't really think it was needed, but I personally I knew, but I found out like probably like a couple months ago because I think Calvin said something about it on his little podcast, and then I seen Shakur and Devin they mentioned it too. Wasn't he like almost like a silver something? I forgot. I don't know the name. I don't know just off the amateur myself. But he was like a silver glove, or he was like a run up or something like that.
I mean, I'm sure he got a gold. I'm sure he got a golden glove. I don't know that he got a silver glove, but yeah. I mean, we all knew he had an amateur background. I just ain't know it was that deep. 225. That's a lot of fights.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
He turned pro at 17. Yo, like he had 10 years of amateurs, bro. Like they told my 10,000 hours makes you a pro. He had 10 years, man.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that somewhere that information got lost, and we was led to believe that Ryan was some sort of social media influencer. Yeah, a hoe, for real. People always, Ryan, pretty boy. Yeah, I want to fight Ryan. Every fighter, 2-0. I want Ryan. 10-0. I want Ryan. 20-0. I want Ryan. It's like, damn, Ryan's sweet as bad meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I think he got this little social media name because like when he was making his little videos that was going viral at the same time, like I ain't gonna say he was pulling out himself because I wasn't in the negotiations. But like the public made it seem like he was pulling out every fight. Like he said he was gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I just how it seemed.
Bro, I think that unfortunately, what occurred was that Ryan happened to be a very good amateur boxer who, for the first time probably in the sport, outgrew his boxing popularity by his social media popularity to the point where some people didn't even know him from boxing or as being a boxer. Like, and I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing because it was Ryan's doing. Like he gained that popularity, he gained that social media following.
But
you
only,
get what I'm saying?
But only he touched on it on this interview. He only did that by gaining by doing boxing moves.
Yeah.
The Cobra bag. The Cobra bag. Then he said, "Yo, I had to come up with a new idea. I told myself like, yo, I can't keep just doing this Cobra bag." And he's like, "Yo, I told my brother put the bodysuit on. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you." And then that bodysuit challenge jumped off.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying Ryan did it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, my little brother don't give a flying fuck about this sport. But he knows about Ryan and he knows about fucking Jake. And that's the bottom line. You get it? So, he was a very good amateur boxer, a very good boxer turned pro. He is still a good fighter. It's just simple. His popularity grew so much more outside of the sport that it often overshadowed. I think it often it could have even led to some of the things that he had to deal with. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I just think that we're mad about him doing something that truthfully more people should do. And that I feel like as fighters should do. Put yourself out there more. And that's something that he did. It just happened, bad luck, I feel like, to him that he couldn't stay as active, couldn't keep doing the things that he wanted to be doing. So, yeah, maybe some people didn't know him as a boxer. And I think it got to that point.
Yeah, I agree. And to the Fury and Wilder fight, I don't think it's as big because, like, even like I said, my friends they don't watch boxing besides Tank, Spence, and that's probably about it. And they watch
AJ
Fury
Wilder,
and Wilder,
though, not Fury Wilder.
Yeah. AJ Wilder.
Oh, bro, that's Spence's new stablemate. Come on, he training with Spence.
But thing about it though, Nuts, we know that. But like my friends, they don't know nobody training.
Yeah, you gotta tell them that. You gotta be like, yo, this heavyweight AJ training with Earl now.
Nah, yeah, you do. You're right. But then again, like it's like from people who my age. I don't know about y'all demographic, but people who my age, they look at it like, damn, that nigga like Wilder, all he got is a punch. It's like that's how people think about it. Like like even I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago when you was talking about if Fury and Wilder 3 came out, people were like, nah, they don't want to see it because Wilder they say he got one punch. You know what I mean? That's why I think this fight bigger.
I hear you. Well, champ, let me get to some other callers. I do appreciate you calling in. We got Jay Billy.
Yes, sir.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello?
We hear you.
Yeah, shout out Ness, shout out Danny putting in that work. Shout out Mario, good to see you. Shout out Mike. But Ness, I gotta get on your ass real quick because I called in a couple weeks ago when y'all was having a Wilder show, and I was like, why we not mentioning AJ's name? I'm not saying let's give AJ the fight, but we gotta at least mention AJ's name. And you was going back and forth with me about, man, why would we even throw AJ and Wilder together in Saudi? Now it's Blue Magic. You don't think Saudi want that Blue Magic?
Ho. I was clear as day with you that we got to give AJ a couple fights with Derek James. You wanted to throw him in there right now. I'm like, damn, let him get some fights with AJ. Let him get some fights with Derek.
After they both get a fight, after they both get their fight.
And I told you, let's see how he look.
Family, you just said at the end of 2023.
Yeah, because it's AJ. He about to fight April 1st, bruh. That's
Famo,
like next
that's what
month.
I said too. That's what I said too. But look, I got to agree with Danny at the end of the day. This is that blue magic. This is that blue magic. Ryan and Tank is that blue magic. At the end of the day, Ryan and Tank are two of the top 5 most popular known boxers in this country. So how can we not say if we got two of the top 5 most known fighters in the country fighting each other, how is that not that blue magic? You know what I'm saying?
Because one of them,
how is this?
We don't know what one of them is. We trying to find out.
Yo, if they're blue magic, then tell me what Inoue and Fulton is.
Exactly. If you giving Ryan and no belt,
it's
blue
about,
magic.
What's that blue magic? Them people gonna come. You think people gonna get? You can put Inoue and stuff in the pit room. Can you put Inoue? Huh?
It's that pureness, though.
No, I'm saying it's bringing the fiends out. It's bringing the junkies out. It's bringing out
And
people
it's
that we
not
usually don't see.
Like Danny was saying, it's not the work, it's the name. Just Nicky Barnes, he put that blue magic name on people coming to him. Why you think Frank had to have to sit down? Hey man, you using my name. You can sell my work, but you can't use my name. That people got to know it's me. It's the name. It's not the work. You know what I'm saying? Like you say we got that blue magic. We got that Ryan Tate. People coming. There's no other fight.
Like Danny said,
Tank bring.
Like Danny said, that's that Nicky Barnes blue magic. Because when you take a sniff of that shit, shit is cut.
It's the effect. It's the effect regardless, bro. It's going to bring the people out, right? Even if you want to go to the Frank. Look, even if you want to go to Frank's blue magic, right? The pureness. The pureness, what it do, it brought out everybody, all walks of life. It didn't matter.
That's right.
It brought them out. Brought them out. And that's what's going on with this fight. It's bringing everybody out.
The pureness brings you out and you leave satisfied.
The pureness doesn't bring you. Well, the pure.
That blue magic y'all got, motherfuckers gonna leave
The name
upset.
is already there now. The name is already there now. It's the blue magic. That's what we're talking about. So if the blue magic is what brings the people out, it's that Ryan and Tank fight. Not even Bud and Arrows bringing people out like Ryan Tank. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Wilder.
But you're talking about finessing people. That's what you're saying. You're saying like, yo, don't worry, it's blue magic. I mean, we're really finessing people out here, but it's blue magic. Don't worry. Don't worry. No,
I ain't trying to finesse.
But still, it's the people. It's not about us finessing.
And it sounds like a finesse. And it sounds like a finesse, doesn't it?
It's about the people. The people gonna swarm. It's about what they gonna do.
Look, at the end of the day, this was a reality. Blue magic was supposed to be the work, but at the end of the day, it was the name. And when Nicky starts stomping on that shit,
man, you crazy.
Listen to me. At the end of the day, when Nicky starts stomping on that shit, he was still calling it blue magic. It was the name. People bought it for the name. It was the name. He dealt with everybody.
Boom, look,
he dealt with the Italians.
Frank like this. Frank like this. All right.
He dealt.
All right,
he dealt with everybody. It didn't matter who you was. He was dealing with you.
Facts. So Frank, like this, you stepping on my shit. Keep the name Blue Magic. I'm gonna call my shit Pink Flamingo. You think people going to the Pink Flamingo just because? Hey Frank, hey man, I got a new name. Nikki got the Blue Magic. Now I got Pink Flamingo. You think people still coming to Frank? They still going after that Blue Magic.
Hell
the
no,
name.
man.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take them a minute
man.
to come
Hell
and come
no.
back to the purity.
Hell
But they
no.
still flocking to the name. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, come on, man. Word of mouth, man. Word of mouth. But I gotta go to another caller.
Mario, you the one saying it sound like a finesse. At the end of the day, ain't that what drugs is? How long does a high last?
Yeah, I saw that OT keep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw that comment too. No, he's right. He's right, and you're right. The idea of promotion, it goes back to the circus and shit, right? What was it, JT Barnes or whatever it was? It was just hustling people. It was bringing in people for the show. Come and see this. Come and see that. You know what I mean? You're right. But what Ness is saying is the best version of that product is leaving people satisfied and making customers into longer term fans. You know what I'm saying? So you have the best of the best. And he brought up Gotti Ward before. How many people do you think saw Gotti Ward for the first time and became lifelong fans? Because I know about 5 or 6 of them personally.
Well, brother, I'll tell you this much. I don't know how many people became fans of Gotti Ward, but I do know what you just said is that Blue Magic was supposed to be in its purest form. And as we've seen, the purest form was truly where? In Vietnam, overseas. So maybe we need the Saudis. We just seen it. Maybe we need the money overseas to bring the biggest fights over there so we can get that real pure work, because that's when it was the purest.
That's a metaphor right there.
That's when it was the purest, when it was coming from overseas into this country.
Yo, you took that metaphor.
That's not true. Frank White wasn't cutting it, bruh. Frank wasn't cutting it, so that's not true. That's what. Let me finish,
he
man.
He may have not been. He don't know what they was doing in Vietnam, and that's why when it was coming from Vietnam,
bruh, you getting tested, man. Come on, knock it off.
Oh yeah, he was tested.
And secondly. You keep saying it's the name, and then you got this other dude. It's the name. 2 fucking cheerleaders with pom-pom. Bruh, Frank built the name off pure dope, off satisfaction. The name, you don't just.
Okay, and the
that's
name
not how.
Brought out who? Who did the name bring
but
out?
But why,
brother?
Danny, you can't get there without getting to the why. The dope brought out the people. The name is the label. That's how to move it on the streets easier. Mm-hmm. It's what's in the fucking bag, man. So just like this other guy
this is what's in the bag. This is what's in the bag. A knockout artist who we've seen time and time again on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And a kid with a huge social media following that we've seen get highlight knockouts. And, you know, outside of the ring, he's bigger than he is in the ring. That's what's in the bag right now.
And how is that Blue Magic?
We won't know because, and see, here's the thing. Again, another metaphor. We won't know till the night of. We won't know till you try it.
No.
That's an easy way to overdose.
No. Listen, we have a standard in boxing. Blue Magic is Mayweather-Pacquiao.
Yes.
You can't just start cheating. So now you saying this is Mayweather-Pacquiao, but then it ain't Mayweather-Pacquiao. But
like
it's still Blue Magic.
This is Mayweather-Pacquiao.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
It's not. So you can't say it's somebody finessing him saying this is the grandest stage of all. This is as big as boxing can get right now, and it's not.
Call it what you want. This started because I said that this is the biggest commercial fight in the sport, and I still stand on that.
Mario, you know what people are saying? You know what they're using to promote this? This is Mayweather De La Hoya, their version. And it's like, how? De La Hoya was the golden boy, had him gold medal, won titles. Like, you can't call this pure if one dude is untested yet.
Call it what you want, but regardless, I still stand on my point that brought all this up was there is no fight bigger than commercially and financially that can be made this year in this sport.
Can I ask you a question, champ? Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you think that maybe you think, well, it's the same question. Do you think that you're saying that maybe there's a small percentage that you're saying what you're saying because you bought into the narrative that Oscar and Mayweather were both promoting years ago, because that's what they were saying. They were saying this is the next evolution of Oscar and Mayweather. This is my Mayweather. His name is Gervonta Davis, and I'm going to dance in front of the videos. And I'm Oscar, and this is Ryan, and he's the next great Mexican American superstar. Oh, the ladies love him, but he's a real fucking firework in the ring. And they said that, and they said it was going to be Mayweather De La Hoya too. That's what they said. And now all these years later, could it be a chance that maybe you bought into that promotion a little too much? No chance at all.
I'll tell you what I'm basing it off on.
Okay.
I'm basing it off on that 4 years ago. I saw Gervonta sell out probably in one of the busiest weekends LA had to offer. All the stars was at his fight, sold out with a last-minute replacement. Then I saw him go back home, and he's supposed to sell back home, right? But he sold that out. I saw him go to New York and break records in a historic city, the city that never sleeps. New York's the city of money, highest boxing gate ever, top 5 grossing event ever.
You naming all Tank accolades.
Hold on, listen. Is it not two?
It sounded good when you started.
Is it one person or 2 people fighting?
It's 2 people.
All right, so then shut up, Nestor, and let me get to the second motherfucker. I'm not done with the first one. I'm not even done with the first one. So then I just saw the first one go to DC, break that fucking record. I was in LA on a fucking Sunday night football. On football's supposed to own Sundays, but I saw him do that another last minute replacement, late minute replacement, right?
Again, more Tank.
Then I get to experience my family who has never visited me in my entire time here. They not calling because they give a fuck about what I do in boxing. They calling because they see Ryan on the TV. My younger female cousins, they don't care about Canelo. They don't care about Floyd. They don't care about nobody but Ryan. When are you going to a Ryan fight? When you go to a Ryan fight, can you buy me a Ryan shirt? So it's been my family
right now. He capping right
brother,
now.
I'm willing to show DMs,
Buy
text
me a
messages, all
Ryan
that,
shirt.
brother. So at the
why
end
ain't
of
you
the
getting
day,
the cameos?
At the end of the day, to me, it's what I'm seeing, the effect that he has had, and that's why I really believe that he grew bigger. Ryan Garcia, Ness, you know about Google Trends. Mario, I'm sure you probably do too. When you look up somebody in parentheses, it usually says what they do. I'm pretty sure Ryan Garcia is bigger as a social media star than a boxer, and I mean that with no disrespect. I take my hat off of what he has done for his career. He has put himself in position to be in Gatorade commercials, Dior commercials. He announced a Mike Amiri partnership for this upcoming fight. So we've seen him with the biggest of the biggest. He has grown to be bigger than a boxer. He is a star in his own right. So that is why I believe that these 2 undefeated young, the ladies love them. I think that their swag and their appearance have reached across many people. And bro, that's bigger than people coming off losses and people able to do fractions, very small decimals of what Gervonta has done, and Ryan has done. So that's why I believe, Ryan isn't having a hard time selling tickets, for his fight. Why, people, that's what's going on with these people that we speak of. So it is because of all of that.
I get that.
The biggest stars like Denzel ain't complimenting fucking Wilder or Joshua.
Yeah, listen, I'm just gonna respond very shortly. I think it's easier.
Denzel hangs at all the fucking basketball games.
When you smoke like Cali weed, right? I'm gonna use Silly
know
Susan.
Who the
You
fuck
could say
you
could say this is
to know who you are.
Yeah, for sure. But you could say
Brian confused Denzel for Obama. Get out of here.
No, listen. I think it's as simply put as this. When you're going to sell a product that everybody already knows and it's great, right? We're using Blue Magic this whole time, but it could be anything. You just got to say it's Blue Magic, and everybody comes running because they already know what to expect.
Exactly.
But when you have to talk and explain, as long as you have, about why Blue Magic is so. This Blue Magic is special, not Blue Magic in general. No, it's
Bro,
this one.
Because
this one's
y'all trying to bring it back
one's
up,
different
bro,
than the one you're buying over there. But it's still Blue Magic.
Bro, you know
you gonna let him finish, Danny, or you gonna cut him off? Damn.
Because y'all were trying to do it before with the reference. I'm like, cool, take that shit out of it. It's simple. I'll explain to you why. In simple terms, in boxing terms, fuck drug terms, in boxing terms, and I explain to you why it's bigger. Now you explain to me why Wilder is bigger off of doing a fraction, a minute fraction of what Tank did, and why AJ coming off 2 fucking losses is bigger than Ryan. You explain to me in boxing terms.
I'll give you back the easy test. I'll give you back the easy test, and I'll take the hard test. The hard test is tell me why Inui Fulton is that fight, and I'll tell it to you in less than a minute, because it's 2 of the best fucking fighters pound for pound to do it today. And guess what? They're not waiting like Crawford and Spence. They're not waiting. They're not waiting like Wilder and AJ. Nah, they're fighting right the fuck now before you even asked for it. I'm done. Now, guess what? People still ain't going to order it. People still ain't going to buy it. Don't matter. But they already know what they're getting.
They don't got no
one
promotion,
of the best
though.
Fights in the business. No. And I'm not trying to call it one of the biggest fights. Not at all. I use the word best because it's 2 of the best in the world getting together, fighting.
So you changed the goalpost. You moved the goalpost.
No. I used a different goalpost.
Biggest commercial. That was a topic of conversation. Biggest commercial.
But the point I'm trying to make is it got made within 30 seconds. It took you 5 minutes to explain to us why this sounds more like a hustle. And the longer you talk, the longer you try to tell us that this is the fight. It feels like you're trying to finesse me. And again, I know you're not. Obviously, I'm talking about the promotion. But that's what it feels like.
Only way this is the fight.
No, that's what you're saying.
Only way this is the fight.
I think that's what a lot of people are saying.
Ryan got to rise to the occasion because he hasn't proven to us that this is a 50-50 fight.
Again, Mario, you talking about you feel that's what a lot of people are saying, but who are the a lot of people? Is it your diehards and your casuals?
But isn't that what this show's for?
No, that's great, bro. But again, you're talking about people that is gonna factor a small percentage of the total fight. So when we talk biggest commercial, the people that you think is getting upset and probably are getting upset, and rightfully so, it still only factors a small percentage.
I don't disagree with that at all.
But that's what I hate. We are the bread and butter of this sport. We're the backbone. We're the reason that this fight is big. They're not the reason, but all of a sudden we don't count, and we're the small percentage.
No, I'm not saying that we don't count. I'm saying that at the end of the day, if you want it to be only for us, then you don't want the sport to grow. So if it's only for us, if it's only for the diehards and the casual, the sport will not grow. And truthfully speaking, if I'm going based off what came out of my mouth earlier, I think that we had a huge and major part, and maybe a bigger part there. But Ryan, again, I feel is bigger outside the sport than he is in the sport. So I think that had a lot to do with in making this fight happen too, his popularity.
I got 2 super chats, and we going to Sean on Twitter. Ray Carter says, Danny hit it on the button. A lot of y'all agreeing with Danny, and I think it's real phony of y'all. All Business, $20 super chat. Laugh out loud. Hey, Ness, not only did you not knowing about, I guess he meant not know about, but he put not knowing about Ryan's amateur career make you look crazy, but it killed your whole narrative about why the rehydration clause didn't make sense for Ryan, who you thought was just a TikTok sensation. No, I didn't think he was a TikTok sensation. I was talking like in the third person. The narrative put out there is that he's a TikTok sensation, that he's a YouTuber, that he's not a real boxer. So then I have to ask myself, if you guys are telling me that this is what he is, why does Tank need a rehydration clause? Why does Tank need, a catchweight? But Sean, what up? Shout out to All Business with the fat $20 super chat. Sean, you there? You on mute? Sean going once.
And just want to remind everybody to make sure to tune in, subscribe, hit that like button. It's free.
What's your excuse trying you again?
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm back. My bad, man. I was at my kid's car line, and that shit's got the atrocious reception.
No
But
worries.
yo, I wasn't. I know the narrative that people are painting about Ryan being a TikTok sensation or whatever, man. But I agree with Danny. And then maybe you and the other guy don't understand is that when you come from other countries, man, like Ryan is very known in those countries, and that's what's gonna bring the money into this fight. But if you love boxing like I do, you also know that Ryan's been around boxing his whole life too. He's not just some TikTok chump, and people don't understand that. So we just got to give the Zone or Golden Boy and them the chance to let everybody that thinks that they're a boxing diehard and they're really more casuals than diehards, because they would know that Ryan has an amateur career. They would understand that Ryan's not just some TikTok chump. You get what I'm saying?
I guess.
I mean,
They
that's
did a
what.
poor job of, getting
But
that
they're not done.
information
The
out
fight
there.
hasn't started.
Bro,
They're not done.
my man is 24.
Bro, they fought 4 rounds. They've already fought 4 fights in negotiations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like it started a long time ago.
He's 24
But
years
dude,
old. Like,
he's 24. So what, man? Same thing happened to Oscar. Everybody thought he was a pretty boy.
no,
And bro, but
no. Oscar won a gold
They
medal.
started to feel that way.
Oscar won a gold
yeah, Oscar.
medal.
Correct. Ryan didn't want to go that route, but everybody still, even when Oscar won the gold medal, everybody doubted him. You know that. Everybody
Brother,
still thought he was a pretty boy.
Top Rank didn't doubt him. They signed him right off the bat. They
I mean,
turned
of
him into
course,
a
man.
pay-per-view star. And they gave him
I
more
get it.
attention than they gave Floyd. So I don't know what story you're selling, but
No,
I'm not
I
buying.
get you, man. I still listen. I still think it's good for the sport, man. That Ryan and him are fighting. To me, man, you could put Shakur and Haney and match them together, bro, and have them walk down the mall, and ain't nobody gonna know who the fuck they are, unless you're a diehard fan.
I mean,
You put
that's
Ryan.
things people say because they know Shakur and Haney are elite level fighters and give everybody in the world problems, and it's a difficult style. So you rather not your favorite fighter have to fight those type of guys.
No, man, I don't have a favorite fighter, bro. I mean, I want what's best for boxing.
I mean, they are the best.
You know what I'm saying?
They are the best. So
I agree, man. I don't think they're bad.
On different pages.
Listen, I don't think they're bad. I think they all need to fight each other, and then just do like a little tournament, and then see who comes out on top. Because you've seen Haney and Ryan split in the amateurs, that each one of them won 2 fights.
3.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, but yo, Ness, you got to go back to the Danny Garcia, man. How you ain't gonna give him props for beating Khan and Matisse, man?
Bruh, you know how old those wins are? What's wrong with you?
but it don't matter. You said he fought nobody.
At welterweight, you just weren't listening.
Well, he beat nobody.
Then maybe my shit cut off when you said welterweight. You're right.
Of course, bro.
All right, man. I'll let you go to the next.
His welterweight wins are not anything crazy. He beat Malignaggi and Guerrero. And then you could put Granados and Red Cats. Like, come on. Alan Rodriguez.
Hello.
What up, Alan?
Hey, what's up, guys? Man, I just want to keep it real quick before I go to work. Man, I gotta be real, man. You guys are acting brand new with the Gervonta Davis stuff, man. A lot of people acting brand new, acting with all this catchweight shit, blah, 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 blah. Listen, man, you guys were talking not too long ago that just make the fight. Just make the fight. That's what you guys was talking about. The fight is made, man. So why are you guys complaining, man? And Ryan knows about this stuff before signing, man. So that's Ryan's fault. That's Oscar's fault. That's all their fault, man. So I don't know why the fuck you guys acting brand new, and now you guys want to flip on Gervonta Davis, man. Shit, because you guys know Gervonta Davis is going to win. You guys know he's going to knock him out.
We flipping on him, or he flipped on us with these bullshit-ass fucking catchweight and shenanigans?
All right, listen, man.
What
That's
you
all
mean
I
it
gotta
is what
say.
it like you said it I'm sorry, you said it like you know how it is. Ryan knows how what are you talking about specifically?
Before signing the contract, Ryan already knows what he has to get prepared for, man. All about the catch weight. They even gave him chances of deciding what way he wants to fight on. And you guys keep,
They gave him chances. What chances, bro? Where you getting this
I'm not sure
bullshit
I understand what
information
you're
from?
not chances, but like on the contract, before negotiating on what weight they want to fight. Remember you guys said 138, 136.
Bro, what do you mean they gave him options? They said no to 138.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Now it's at 136.
Bruh.
Still acting brand new.
You acting brand new because you mad that your favorite fighter doing this bullshit that you gotta defend in public.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. As much as I like the fight and as much as I thought Tank would win before, and I still think he'd win, I feel like this is brand new because this is the first time that we've seen a catch weight and the rehydration clause in the same fight.
From a killer. This ain't Paulie Malignaggi.
This is
I don't
brand
like
new
a
to
couple
us.
things like how they compare this to like Oscar and Mayweather. I really don't like that. You know, that's not true, man. This is nothing close to that. You know, that is true. But I still do believe the fight is big, man. Like it does have a big chance of hitting 1 million pay-per-view buys. It definitely does, man. You guys gotta be positive, man. Well, why not? Why doesn't it make that? You know?
We never said that it doesn't.
And also, I'm from an era where Blue Magic was like 1.5 million. Like, is this fight gonna do 1.6? It's gonna be do 2.
Hey, take it easy. I gotta get to work, man. Love the show.
Espinosa said it the other day too that he was like, what did he say, Ness? He said something like 500 or 800 is the new million or something like that. You know what I mean? Like even he understands the way that the economics have changed since a decade ago.
Looks like we got Ghost Boxing. What up? Looking like he's struggling to connect. Jay Bizzle. Jay, you gotta accept.
Hey, what up, Ness? Hey, Ness, man, you gotta stop it, buddy. You sounded like the biggest hater in the world, bro.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's a catch weight, but I'm trying to figure
rehydration.
What and a rehydration, but what do y'all want?
And a one-way rematch.
What y'all want the man to come in at 160 to fight a 135-pound fighter?
I mean, that's what every other fight in boxing works like that. You make the weight and you get to come in at whatever weight you want.
Don't know.
You want to change the rules.
Fights. Don't know.
You want to change the rules.
Fights come in.
You want to change the rules,
fights
man.
come in at 160, bro.
You changing the rules, man. You changing the rules.
Come on,
you want to bet?
Come
you
on,
want to bet?
You changing the
rules,
motherfucker.
You want to bet? I'll take that bet all day.
What?
You want to bet?
Show me a 135-pound fight that came in at 160. Show it to me.
Show me a 135er that came in at 136.
Show me a 135-pounder. They giving him 146. He walk around at 152. What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. We heard it. I know where you from. We heard it.
What's up, champ?
I can piss off a pound, bro. Cut it out, man.
Yeah, hey yo, if you can piss off.
How you feel about Lamar Jackson being disrespected, bro? Since you from Baltimore, let's talk Baltimore sports. How you feel about Lamar Jackson being disrespected with this contract?
He's being disrespected, and when Lamar Jackson leave, I'm saying fuck the Ravens. I'm going with Lamar.
So if Lamar's being disrespected, how the fuck ain't Ryan being disrespected with all that shit?
He's not. He's not.
Yeah. Matter of fact, tell Lamar sign the fucking contract. Tell Lamar to sign the fucking contract they offering him. Tell Lamar Jackson to sign that bullshit ass contract they are offering him that.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna show you something. This the narrative that y'all want to push, right? Ryan fought 2 fights in the 140 class.
Hey, yo.
Right? He fought two 135-pounders in the 140 class. He didn't fight no 140-pounders.
Tank him for how many 130-pounders at 35? How many 26-pounders at 30? Come on, don't do that shit.
Don't do that, because you know we can nitpick
And
his
we love-
resume.
I love Tank. I love
What
Tank.
I'm saying,
But come on,
what I'm saying
come on,
to you,
410.
bro.
Come on, 410. You bet 410. 410. You better than that. 410.
Ryan is saying that
410.
he
Listen to me. 410. You better than that. You
Hey, he
better than
called him
that.
with the UK accent next time.
He's walking around at 152. He's been able to fight at 146.
Hey yo, what was that song? What was that song? What was that song? You scared, motherfucker. You scared.
No, ain't never scared about it. Ain't never scared about
Barrios
it.
fight
Tell
at
Lamar
welterweight, man.
to sign the
Barrios fight at
contract,
welterweight,
brother.
man.
Tell Lamar Jackson sign the contract then. Ain't nothing scared about it.
Fuck no.
Tell Lamar
Hell
Jackson.
no. That's crazy. That's crazy for Lamar to sign a contract for
It's crazy.
133
It's
million.
crazy.
That's
It's
stupid.
crazy how this shit works.
No, it is
That's
crazy.
stupid, bro.
You're right.
Stupid.
The only part of this
It's
conversation
stupid
you
for
got right
Ryan
is
to
it's stupid if
sign
Lamar
that
signs
contract. The Tank was
Yo, and
offering
I
him
love
too.
Lamar, bro. I don't want him to sign that
But he
contract.
signed
I really
it.
don't.
Me neither.
I really don't. I just
He
want
shouldn't.
you to. I just want you to see the shit. Cause
He signed it,
He
4,
signed.
4,
So
3,
that make
4,
it
1,
alright.
That's all blocking
It make
you,
it
bro.
alright.
Yeah.
The Tank offering that
He
type of
signed it.
bullshit deal.
He didn't have to sign it.
So it make
That's
it
the
alright.
thing.
It make it alright. The Tank out here offering the best bullshit deals.
It makes it all right because they got to be the same weight fighting.
Man, knock it off. You
They gotta
defended
be-
him. You defended your man.
They gotta be. Both of them gotta adhere to the weight clause. Neither one
I
of them can
just,
come in over.
I just want you to see. I just want you to see
Danny,
how
you
Lamar, how they are attempting to limit Lamar is the same way they are attempting to limit.
He
Ryan.
know that. He know that.
And I just want you to see
They
how
not-
you can't have a straight
they not-
conversation. If you can't admit
They not.
right off the
they're
bat that he's
they're
trying
not
to drain him or there's a
to limit Lamar.
Go ahead.
The Ravens are not attempting to limit Lamar. They're attempting,
why are they
they're attempting
offering
to blackball that man.
Mad
bullshit
about
money?
the- he's still
Why are they
mad about
offering him
Jackson.
bullshit money? Why are they offering Lamar bullshit money if they are not trying to limit Lamar Jackson, who is one of the baddest motherfuckers on that gridiron? Why are they offering him the bullshit money? Because
Because
not
the
for
NFL,
real.
because
They really,
the NFL
they
owners
really
do
don't
not
want him
want to
to
give
take
up
it.
guaranteed
That's why they offering
contracts.
him bullshit because they really
don't
don't
wanna-
want that.
They don't,
You know they,
they
want
don't
him
want
to
to give
walk.
up. They don't want to give up guaranteed contracts. They don't want that precedent to be set. They don't want it.
Yeah. Tank don't want to give up
Yeah.
advantage, so he got to take advantage.
He could afford it 135.
Nah, he could afford that 140 according to Calvin Ford.
He could afford that 135.
Or
Ryan
he could
just
afford
said-
that 140
Ryan just
according
said
to Calvin
in the
Ford.
interview-
Or
Ryan
he
just
could
said
have been
in
like
an
any
interview,
other big
he can
name in the
make-
sport and done
He
one
just
or the
said-
other. You know, either they do a catch weight or they do a
Rehydration clause. It's that simple, champ. We got to go.
Ryan just said he can make 135, and it ain't no catch weight.
Yeah.
And it ain't no rehydration clause.
All right,
For a
champ.
night.
Hey, yo, tell Tank that he got you working overtime out here.
Hey,
No, he don't got me
matter
working
of
over
fact,
nothing.
You working
let me tell you,
overtime.
let me
Y'all,
tell you.
You're wrong.
Hey,
y'all Tank fans overtime
hit my
on the
DM, bro. Hit
defensive.
my DM because the prettiest strip I've seen in my life works in Baltimore. Hit my DM. I'll send you the joint. You could go check it out. Let me know what you think.
I got VA money. What up?
What's up, man? How's my audio?
Straight.
I just want to speak on like the nature of big fights. Like what makes a big fight? My analogy that I would use the analogy of hardcores are their aristocrats and casuals are their serfs. So in order to make a big fight, you have to have the support of both hardcores and the casuals, the aristocrats and the serfs. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the it's almost like they have to both be on the same page. And for this fight with Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, I don't think it satisfies that. I think that you have some grumblings online of casuals who are getting excited for this fight, but I don't think it's enough hardcores getting excited for the fight. I don't think I don't think this is going to be a really big fight. I think maybe they might do 350. I'd be surprised if they do anything over 400. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, it's not as big of a fight as Earl Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford had the potential to be. You know what I mean? Even though we know that Bud, even though we know that Bud didn't have a social media presence like that. You know what I mean? But that still satisfies more, right? The hype from the hardcores will you know what I mean? It'll instill some sort of like excitement also in the casuals. Just like Manny Pacquiao, he wasn't like he was a superstar, yeah, but a superstar to who? Like, did he have like a social media? No, you know what I'm saying? But we knew he was the best, and Floyd Mayweather fighting him, we knew that's going to be a big fight. So that's how I feel about that, man. Like, so Tank, he's good, but he hasn't proved that he was the best. Ryan Garcia is okay. He hasn't even proven that he's really that good. You know what I mean? And neither one of these guys have accomplished anything at the division that they're fighting in. So we're not really even talking about anything with this fight to keep it 100%. You know, you have got other guys out there. Lomachenko's out there who's had belts, real belts. You got Shakur Stevenson out there who's looking like he won't lose to anybody. You got Devin Haney out there who's dominating the division. You know what I mean? There's guys out there, you know what I'm saying? And I agree with D-Style. I think that upon the when the fight actually starts, I think the bigger fight might be Inoue versus Fulton. Even though Fulton, before this fight got announced, was a complete nobody.
Wait.
But
did you just call him D-Styles?
Somebody was proven. Huh? Not D-Style. Who's the guy?
Yo, you call me D-Style?
Yeah,
Champ.
so
That's fucked up.
You think that
You
the
just think all
fight?
Mexicans look alike.
You think that the fight that's
I'm playing.
starting at 5 a.m, the night after Canelo, is gonna do better than Tank and Ryan?
Danny always a little smart ass.
I just wanted to be clear.
Listen, I think that Fulton Inoue is gonna have more excitement, more real excitement around it than Tank.
But who's gonna watch it though? Who's gonna watch it?
I'm gonna be up. I promise you on my mother. I'm gonna be up watching that fight.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, how many millions though?
What time we talking about again?
5 a.m. on the West Coast.
5 a.m.
8 a.m. on the East on a Sunday. Cinco de Mayo. Let's not forget Cinco de
People
Mayo
gonna be
weekend has been
hungover.
renamed as Cinco de Drinko. You know, because everybody gonna be drunk. So now you asking everybody to wake up hungover May 7th at 5 a.m. if they on the West Coast to watch this fight.
Hey, you not gonna do it?
Didn't I
Are
say
you
I
not gonna do
was?
it?
I'm asking you how many other people.
VA, you gotta
I'm
answer.
gonna do it. You gonna do it.
So
Everybody listening to me is gonna do it. Who are these people who are not gonna do it?
Can we get a guesstimation
gonna
so
do
we
that?
can move on? Because
Give
I
me
got
a
hella
number.
callers.
Give me a number.
No, all right. So hold on. Can
Give
we count
me a
Japanese
number.
people as well, or
what?
Can we count Japanese people as well? Can we count Japanese people as well?
I mean, no,
Or we not
because
count Japanese people?
it's got to
Do
be
we count them
U.S.
for Tank Ryan? No. So why would the fight?
Hey, VA, I gotta go.
All right,
I gotta
so
go. You're
I'll
dragging
say,
this
I'll
out.
say $250,000. I'll say
He said
$250,000.
a quarter
Oh
million?
man, I gotta go.
He said
Bruh,
a $250,000?
If
So
Tank,
that means Tank Ryan doing less than a quarter, according
Yo.
to this
He
guy.
said-
if Tank and them do a $250,000, that would be considered a failure. I hope he knows
Ness,
that.
Ness, Mario,
Yeah, I know, you gotta go.
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Just want to give out the social media to everybody. Ringwalk Danny, Instagram and Twitter. Keep on tuning in, rocking out with the best boxing show in the damn world. The Boxing Voice. Make sure to head on over youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Check out a bunch of exclusive content and more to come.
Word.
Hey, great show, Danny.
Word. Damn, we had a new caller dropped off.
Damn, champ.
So what's this? This is another.
You need help? Are you still using Blog Talk?
Fuck! Why'd you drop off, my friend? Oh, there he goes. Hold on. What's up, brother? Where you calling in from?
Yo, you can hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, this Kevin calling in from Connecticut.
Cat?
Kevin.
Talk to us, Kevin.
Yeah, man, I basically like
I'm a new caller, but I'm a regular listener, man. But I had to call in, man. All this blasphemy, putting dirt on Tank name, man. I had to call in and tap in with y'all, man.
So what's blasphemy exactly?
Y'all talking about this catchweight, right?
Yeah.
136 rehydration clause, right?
Yep.
But y'all picking and choosing, man. Y'all deliberately just leaving out the fact that Ryan Garcia was looking all swole up in these pictures. You know that he's coming out of Canelo camp.
So you admitting that Tank is afraid because you're going off of a picture, not a failed drug test. So when Tank seen that picture and tweeted that he thinks Ryan is on steroids without any proof, and now he puts him in the rehydration clause and a catch weight, we can assume he's scared.
I see what you're doing. That's real slick of you, man. You know what I'm saying? We know Tank is a killer, man.
So why do you need all these clauses if he's a killer with no safety on the Glock?
I'm saying we know what's going around in the sport of boxing that we love, right? It's a lot of
what's going around? What's going around?
We seen what happened with Ben. You know what I'm saying? We know
what happened with Ben was a drug test. I don't see Tank asking Ryan to do drug testing. He's asking him to do a catch weight and a rehydration clause.
No, they also implemented the VADA testing in this.
Okay, VADA don't got nothing to do with the weight.
Ask him to do that.
All right, but what I'm saying is the weight, right? That's just good business because if Tank
good
is worried
business.
Ryan,
but are you talking business?
So you saying you want your fighter to have an advantage?
About Ryan being on steroids. If Tank is worried about Ryan being on steroids, yes,
fake steroids.
Let's keep him.
Fake steroids. There's no proof.
Ryan's worried about Tank being on steroids.
Fake steroids. There's no proof.
You're only looking at it from one side. I don't get it. This is supposed to be a fair fight, right? Not business.
He's coming from a camp where there's a lot of
Bruh, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that.
Insinuating. You're not talking facts.
Not even insinuation though. He not even doing insinuation.
We got Canelo.
Bruh, you sound like me. You sound like me. Listen to me. Listen to me, brother. Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. You sound like me. Okay? Therefore, you should not do what they do to us. You are stereotyping. You are making him guilty by association. What the fuck is wrong with you? So I hang with drug dealers. I hang with drug dealers. I'm a drug dealer. I hang with drug dealers. I'm a drug dealer. I hang with thugs. I'm a thug. Fuck is wrong with you?
My family's addicted to heroin, so I must be a heroin addict.
No, my mom's a whore, so everybody in my family's a whore. Fuck wrong with her, man? You corny.
That's crazy.
You corny. I know. The cops don't pick and choose when they racially profile. That's what you doing.
Choice. Where are the? Give me an example of another fight of this magnitude that's happening the same way.
Bruh. Has Tank ever put anybody else in all this shilly shit he got Ryan in? No. The answer is no. So do I really think he's afraid? Yes! Yes! Motherfucker, he ain't never asked nobody else to do this. He never asked nobody else to do. Do I think he's scared? Yes. Do I think he's nervous? Yes.
Coming out of that camp using steroids? No, he didn't.
Man, bro, he not even.
What does that even
I'm gonna hang up on you, bro. Who are you?
Like,
who are you? So I know not to hang up, not to take your call because you don't even know what you're talking about. Ryan ain't been in the Canelo camp in like 2 fights.
From Connecticut, man. You already know what it is.
2 fights. Do you know that?
You know what I'm talking about.
But do you know that? Do you know that he ain't been in that Canelo camp for over 2 fights? Over 2 fights. The last fight he had was with fucking Luke Campbell, man. So you still blaming him for hanging with Canelo 2.5 years ago.
Hear what I'm saying? If he wasn't, we don't have any proof, but let's just say that for the sake of argument, let's just say that Ryan was using steroids in that camp.
Why?
Right?
Okay, no.
Why?
Let's go ahead and say that. Then Tank shouldn't take the fight with a guy who's using steroids. That's the point.
So he could have learned those things.
So hold up. So you want us?
Not doing them now.
So you want us? So I could tell. No. I could tell here casual because he wants us.
You gotta protect yourself in this sport. It's a dangerous sport.
Yeah.
Man. If people ain't playing fair, Floyd did the same thing with Pacquiao. That's why that fight was held
Bruh,
up.
y'all so scared.
You gotta know
so
what's going on in the sport, and you gotta protect yourself.
Yo, y'all so scared. Y'all so scared. Y'all now accusing him of being on
We're not scared.
steroids.
He putting him to sleep. We know, everybody know that. Let's put some bread up, man.
No.
My money long. You can go to my IG. My money long,
Of
baby.
course.
It don't make you right.
Of
It don't make you
course,
right.
no,
You can have
but-
as much money as you want, but it don't make you right.
Of course he
Let's put
want
some
to
bread up,
bet.
man. Fuck all this. Let's
Of
put
course
some
you
bread
want
up.
to bet.
Everybody talking crazy. Let's put some bread up.
You know why?
All these Ryan fans talking real
above
slick. Let's put some money up.
You know why
Let's
you
put some
want
bread
to
up that
bet?
He fought someone in Mario Barrios who weighed 139. You're telling me that he wasn't
I wanna
afraid
bet.
back then of a guy who's
That's
bigger,
what's
but now
up.
he
Let's put
is,
money
and he
up.
has every
Hey, yo,
right.
now,
Like, what are you talking
you
about?
want to bet? You know why you want to
Money
bet?
talking bullshit walk.
You know why you want to bet?
Money talking bullshit walk.
Do you know why you want to bet? Because Tank got 2 advantages, so you know you gonna
Lets
win.
him off the hook for being wrong right now on air.
I gotta go.
130.
I gotta go. Here he go. Another Tank fan talking about he'll sleep him at 130, 135, 140. So then what the hell
Talking about
going
putting money
on?
up.
Why you got him on a catchweight? Come on, man. Stonebone, Colorado. These Tank fans, they so mad Tank got him going through this shit. That's crazy.
What's the deal?
Chilling.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Hey Ness, how about we test Tank for IV? You know, he down with Floyd. You know, Floyd got in trouble for that illegal IV. So since Tank used to be signed with Mayweather, I guess he IV cheat too now.
Guilty by association, man. It's crazy.
Guilty by association, man. And just think about this, Ness. They want you to say that it's okay. Look, Ryan usually eat a 17-ounce steak, 16-ounce steak. Now he got to do a 8-ounce steak. You know what I mean? Like, you can't eat that whole pound steak. You know, you got to watch your weight. They say 1 gallon of water in the body is like 5 pounds. So instead of the 2 gallons that you normally would drink, you need to drink a half a gallon because we only need 2.5 in water weight. This shit is crazy. Like, everybody talk about A-side. A-side shit is like, hey, bigger ring, smaller ring, home field, you know, shit like that. But all of this controlling the opponent's body after he weigh in, that ain't even A-side no more. That's like, it's just ridiculous. Like, even I think Tank could win the fight, but when you do all this bullshit, it give you everything else to talk about besides the fight. And then all these dudes talking about, oh, you're hating, and I've been picking Ryan to get knocked out. Why wasn't I a hater when I said Tank was going to knock him out before all of these stipulations? You know what I mean? And it's like, tell these dudes to, hey, man, do what you got to do to make the fight, but don't speak on what you got to do to make the fight. They want Ryan to just shut up, be quiet, and don't say nothing about, like what's the name said, there's no gag order. I haven't heard anybody say, hey, you can't talk about this. And a man should be able to speak what's on his mind, and Ryan is telling the truth. And when did telling the truth become haters, though, Ness? You can't even tell the truth without being called a hater.
Yeah.
Tank got a rehydration clause against Ryan. Oh, you a Tank hater. I simply said a fact.
You've been hating for a week. You've been hating for a week, Ness. Like, what the fuck?
So the truth makes you a hater now. So Ness, it's no longer called truth teller. It's called haterism. You mean just when you say a factual statement, you are now a hater. So you guys need to look in the mirror, and if you think he's gonna win, you should want him to. That's like saying we're gonna play this game, but Steph Curry, no 3-pointers, only 2-pointers, Steph. You can't shoot threes, Steph. What you best at, it don't matter. And now, just because you walk around at 52, you didn't say 52 is the limit. You said 6 pounds under what he walk around is the limit. So, like, this shit is, I'm lost, man. I don't got nothing else to say, man. This is ridiculous, man. Y'all guys need to look in the mirror and get it together, man.
Word.
Yo, and real quick, I don't even know it's that. It's like you can tell the difference between people who've been watching the sport for a decade and people who haven't. Because when Pacquiao was doing all this stuff, everybody rightfully criticized him for trying to gain an advantage. Since when? At what point in the last 10 years did trying to get this advantage on paper in the contract not become a ploy to even out the fight for yourself? Which is to say that Tank is threatened by Ryan's size. It's just a statement.
I mean, he physically said it. He said, why would I fight you? You 180, 190. He said it. They just trying to cover it up. Like it's on the fucking the press conference, bro.
Like it means something different. It's crazy, bro.
I don't know, bro.
Crazy.
And again, we were not even see. That's the problem, right? They're so hurt that they keep going back to the clauses in the contract. We literally made this show about Ryan saying he gonna humble the world.
You're right.
His amateur background, this new episode on a podcast he did with some MMA dude, but the Tank fans is in their feelings. They so emotional and hurt. Tommy in Florida, what up?
What up, Ness? You got me?
I got you.
Window, yo. What's up, man? Shout out to Mario. What up, man?
What up?
Chilling, man. I was wondering when you were coming back to the show.
Back, champ.
Yeah, of course. Of course, the topic is what the topic is. Now, I know the title is what the title is, but what the topic of discussion really is. I called in yesterday on Twitter Space, but you ain't click on me. I guess you ain't see or something. But just to speak on what everybody else talking about and not the title. First things first, let me start off by saying the same thing I said before. I am pro catchweight. I'm okay with people fighting catchweight, and I am okay with a rehydration clause. Why? Because one of the major sanctioning bodies does it when their belt is on the line. So if we knocking a rehydration for anything, you can knock it for that too. Like a couple callers before said, another thing, let me say, I applaud Ryan for signing the contract and taking the fight. And I also do the same thing with Tank, but I do applaud Ryan for it. Yes, Ryan has, I guess, weighed in at 140 his last two fights. But, I mean, I thought that Fortuna was supposed to be at 135. He hasn't fought a 140-pounder yet. And even though Tank is the A side, Ryan is close due to his fan base. So you at 140. If you want to stay at 140, then fight Regis or Josh Taylor or Jack Catterall or whoever, or Tio. But you want to fight Tank. And if you want to fight Tank is at 135, but you don't want to go to 135, okay? Y'all made an agreement for 136 and an agreement for a rehydration clause. So the only person who I respect on this topic right now is Ness, because I asked Ness last week, well, due to these stipulations, do you want Ryan to part the fight? Ness said yes. If everybody calling and complaining about what Tank making Ryan do and blah the contract, if you don't say you want Ryan also to plot the fight, then I can't respect what you're saying. A pro fighter once told me if a person signs a contract, it's for two reasons. Because they think they can win no matter what, or they coming to get paid no matter what. So it's one of the two with Ryan and everybody else who signed contracts. But shout out to TBV. Come to more shows, Mario. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you, dog. I like hearing you on the show.
I got you, champ.
When you got on, yes, sir. Come pull up a little more.
Hey, listen,
but y'all
he just
take
made
it
me.
easy, man.
Hey, peace out, and thank you because
But,
you
hey,
just. Go ahead.
Hey, before I everybody else who call in, just ask them what I asked you. Due to these stipulations, would you rather Ryan pull out the fight, yes or no? And I just want to hear somebody say no, so I can't respect they take on it no more. If they crying about the contract, because it is what it is. It is what it is. So I respect you, Ness, because you said you want him to drop out the fight. If nobody else wants that, then I don't really want to hear you crying about the shit. But yeah, take it easy, fellas.
Yeah,
All right.
he made me think of one thing real quick that I want to point out there. Okay, if the people who are saying what they're saying were A, real fans of Tank, and B, 100% convinced that Ryan Garcia is not a threat and that he will win, then why wouldn't they be using these kinds of shows to air out the fact that you're right? Ryan Garcia is a threat. He is the most dangerous fighter Tank's ever fought. He is everything everyone's saying about him positive. Because when Tank beats him, or if Tank beats him, then Tank's in a position where if they've convinced the world that Ryan's not a threat, then what does it matter? Tank should have beat him. Why is he getting credit for it? But then on the other side, if they do convince everybody that he's a threat, then if he's not as big a challenge as they believe, he's going to walk through them and everybody's going to think that he did something that very few fighters do. He showed up and got a knockout, on one of the biggest stages in the world. How many times does that really happen, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting because I don't know if people are arguing this because they're not convinced that Tank's going to win, or they're not really even understanding that shitting on Ryan diminishes Tank's victory. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's weird. You got another super chat too.
Podcast, $10 super chat. He says, what happens if Ryan comes in way over the rehydration clause restriction? Is it just a fine? Because he still can fight. If so, I say take the fine. This fight will do numbers anyway.
Yeah, I heard it's a really big fine.
Jacobs did it in the Canelo fight, though. Jacobs took the fine in the Canelo fight,
It happens, yeah.
Who else did it?
Mayweather against Marquez.
Marquez, that's right. We got Drizzy, $5 super chat, 3 laughing out loud emojis. He says, why are y'all so mad at Tank because Ryan signed the contract? That's his fault. Be mad at Ryan. Why don't we say Ryan is a dummy? See, no, Drizzy, you are the dummy. We just want good fights. You are a fan of man, so you're laughing because you see Ryan as a dummy for trying to make the fight. I'm upset because I see you as a dummy because you don't want a real fight. You want a dude coming into the ring with a disadvantage. And Mario, and they don't get it. Like, I'm a movie dude, right? So every time we talk about this, all I see is the Gladiators, Russell Crowe with Caesar, where he stabs him before they fight. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm going to stab you in the dark when nobody knows. Here, put this vest on. Now nobody knows. And come fight me in front of the world in the arena so I could look good because you injured now. I'm killing you to make weight. And guess what? If you happen to make it, if you happen to make 136 without fucking up, guess what? You can't eat. You can't eat. How much is a gallon of water? Ain't that shit like 8 pounds when it's in your body? Like, I don't understand what they want this kid to do, but I'm just a baby. 7B Life, $2 super chat, nothing there, just showing love. Bravens, 55, 2 rings, $5 super chat. Man, are you kidding me? Danny don't ever bring up Lamar. No type of comparison to no damn Ryan Garcia. Are you kidding me? I don't even know who Lamar is. I let them talk.
To be fair, he was using their situations to compare. He wasn't comparing abilities. Lamar Jackson is in the top 2% of the NFL in terms of ability. Yeah, I can't say the same thing about Ryan Garcia. I'm not saying he won't get there one day, but they are very different in terms of skill set.
Jaime Nieto, fat $20 super chat. At what point are we going to stop letting these fighters accuse fighters of PDs with no proof? Floyd started with fans run like Floyd started this with fans run with it like it's truth. I'm a Tank fan, but if the tables were turned, what would people say? Crazy. No, again, because it's Ryan and he's not the tough guy, it's like, oh, Ryan's doing PDs because Tank said so, and now Ryan's got to prove his innocence, even though he was as high as a WBC interim, which means he was doing VADA. He's always been top 15, which means he's been doing random VADA testing, but somehow Tank could just say he's on steroids because he's buff, and he's on steroids. Jaime Nieto, $5 super chat says, I don't like catchweights or rehydrations for any fighters to do. Ness had 2 pros on, Nonito Donaire and Rachel Donaire, telling us how dangerous this is. Guest fans know better. No, they just don't care because, again, they want their favorite fighter to get a win by any means necessary. Hector, I think you're the one that sent the Cash App, right? I'm not sure, but I do apologize, but I will know moving forward.
Yeah.
All right. Apologies, brother.
Yeah, that's. You can hear me?
I hear you perfectly.
Yeah, it's Gunna Heck.
Oh, what
but
up,
yeah,
champ?
I hit you up also on IG.
My bad.
I'm a little disappointed in you, Ness, but
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling I know why. You know what I'm saying? You probably a little biased because of the Latino effect, and you don't like the fact that Tank is bullying Ryan. I kind of feel a little sorry for Ryan.
It ain't about Latino. It is about bullying. You don't need this. We already thought you could knock him out. We didn't think you could beat him. We thought you could knock him out. Now you gonna bring him in drain?
And I respect it, but you know you are coming off a little bit biased because you shedding too much light on the fact, of the hydration clause when Danny himself said it, that it was not a problem because he usually hydrates to 148. You saw that, right? He said that, but you was emphasizing the fact that Tank said, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight this dude at 181." There's a lot of emphasis.
I mean, that's what he said, right? He said it at the press conference when Ryan turned to him and said, "But why you weight draining me?" He said, "Look at you. You 180, 190."
I did catch that, but I didn't, and real recognize real, and you know what? And like I said, I do like Ryan a lot, but I'm with Tank, even though I cleaned up or whatever. But I could tell a man when you look him in the eye, you could tell. Look at how this dude. If Ryan was a true dude, Tank would never. You think Tank would put his hand on Shakur Stevenson's face?
So I don't get it. So Tank is tough because he could put his hand on Ryan's face, and Ryan ain't tough because he let him put his hand on his face. But Tank ain't suspect for all these motherfucking weird ass contract negotiation tactics.
We could hypothesize. We could all we want about.
No, it's fact. It's facts.
No,
they in the contract.
What's the fact?
That's not.
I know, but we could hypothesize why he did it. You're interpreting why he did what he did because of fear.
Brother,
that's wrong, my man.
Brother,
and what
Hector,
what else I know you're Dominican.
Hector, but tell me what else it is. If for 3 years I said I would knock you out, and then when it's time to fight, look at all the bullshit I pulled.
If I had to speculate, right? Because that's all we doing right now is this. You know, Ryan for the longest time, he been trolling. He been trolling like crazy, right? So. At what point this man is already, I feel like this man, Tank, is already tired of his game. So he was like, you know what? You really want to fight me, right? So you know what? He's like, yeah, now I'm going to make it. You have to fucking train your ass off.
That's the dumbest thing
to
I've
get
ever
into
heard.
this
Are
fight.
you serious? That's what you really think? You think that hits more?
Come on,
that he wanted to say, oh, yeah, you thought you could beat me? Well, now you're going to have to fight a pound over. That sounds like a childish fucking thing to do. You know what sounds more realistic? Is if Tank is doing it. Hold on, real quick. If Tank is doing it for the same reason that Mayweather did it, for the same reason that Pac did it, for the same reason that everybody's been doing it for the last 50 years. To gain an advantage. To gain an advantage. Like, this is crazy. You took it way too far.
Yeah, you know what? That obviously, if you try to take a strategic approach, that is to gain an advantage. But you know what? Like, you got to call a spade, man. Like, you already declaring a loss. Like, you already declaring Ryan's going to lose, and now you're putting so much light into the fact, oh, yeah, this hydration clause is going to be the reason why, right? I'm sure they'll have a rematch, too, in the 140s.
Don't you understand that there is no rematch for Ryan if he lose?
Oh my God, I can't do this anymore.
I understand that, but I guarantee you, based on the numbers of what this is gonna do.
Come on, man. I gotta go.
And I agree with Danny.
Hector, you heard the bell ring. I gotta go. But you wildin'. You really like he really said Ryan got jerked out of a rematch clause, but there'll be a rematch because Ryan's so popular that they'll do numbers, so they'll have to do a rematch, and then it will be at 140.
If you're not speculating about that, how the fuck are you saying we're speculating? That's no,
I don't think he had an issue with that. He said that's what we doing. We all speculating, so that's true. But
we're not speculating. We're not.
Well, no, he means
like,
no.
Come on.
No, he means we're speculating as to how Ryan will feel and the reasons he would lose. and the
Yeah.
reasons
My bad.
why he would lose being based off the rehydration.
Pure speculation. You're right.
I
Or
just
he's
don't.
right.
I just don't see like how don't you see he wants an advantage? Like Keith Thurman didn't do this to Sean Porter, and Earl Spence didn't do this to Sean Porter. Earl Spence didn't do this to Mikey. Earl Spence didn't do this to Ugas. Thurman didn't do it to Danny. Like Tank fans need to wake up and stop being fans of man and be fans of the sport. Why can't we just get an even fight? Oh, this is even. He the A side. Thurman was the A side. Earl was the A side. Why do we got to get this weird bullshit that now a dude can't even eat? He can't eat what he wants now. Like, oh, it's all right. He signed a contract. Ha, 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 ha. I'm a fan of Tank.
That's his fault.
No, I love boxing, but I love Tank more. What the fuck is wrong with
That's
y'all?
exactly what that's saying.
They're weird, bro. Bunch of weirdos, bro. Victor, what up?
Yo.
What up?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm just tripping off of all the narratives I'm hearing being created to basically try to give Tank a pass. When I've heard these same narratives go against fighters that weren't the fighter they were supporting, that wanted these concessions, like Canelo, when Canelo did these things. And me personally, I want to see the fighters go back to the days of old, like Roy was saying, playing king of the hill rather than just let me pick this guy and pick this guy. I mean, we talking about who we think might be the best, but to be honest, we'll never know who's the best if they continue to do these little games and hide behind these little curtains to get certain advantages in the back rooms. I just think it's disgusting that can't nobody just call it what it is. Just call it what it is. He looking for an advantage, but why? Because I've always looked at Ryan as a talented kid, but out of those 3 or 4 fighters that everybody's been speaking of in that division, he's the weakest link. So why do you think you need a concession against him? I mean, and just Luke Campbell, that was his most impressive performance. If we saw him get knocked down easily with a left hook, that I don't think that Tank would have been hit with. So if that didn't make Tank feel good about taking the fight, I'm just in awe. I feel like you saying you weak, you saying you scared when you put all these stipulations on him. That's what it's saying to me. You ain't never been hit by a guy that big. Because I've watched him pick pussies to the guys that can't hit to fight. So that's my thing. It's just at the end of the day, call it what it is.
I'm with you, man.
That's my call.
They can't call a spade, man. That's the saddest part. Brandon Hooker, what up?
Hello, Ness. How I sound?
Straight.
All right, Ness. First of all, man, I appreciate you taking my call, and I got 2 cents I want to say because a lot of people, they missing the point on this boxing stuff, man. For one, I appreciate Ryan Garcia jumping out the window for the clout and playing the game the way the game's supposed to be played. That's his fault that he signed that contract, especially for no belt. If you're going to sacrifice that much, there at least needs to be a belt on the line. Ryan Garcia is simply doing this for the clout. Tank has always said he's a fighter, right? And I give Tank a lot of respect and credit for trusting his team that wrote up that contract because they exposing Ryan for watering down. I respect Ryan, but at the same time, I don't appreciate all the things he said about the belt, how this, and that, because I want to say, oh man, I just want to say so much and 3 minutes ain't enough. But look, so yeah, the whole thing about the contracts and look, Tank's team wrote that up because they cannot afford to lose this fight no matter what.
So you admitting that they trying to give him an unfair advantage?
Yeah, exactly, 100%, yes, because he needs to keep that market value. If he gets locked
how
up.
can you be, as a consumer? How can you get behind that? It's like believing in Santa Claus, man. When you know it's your mother buying you the fucking gifts.
And look, what do you mean? Look, that's Ryan's fault that he said he don't value the belt. I'm pretty sure if Ryan never would have said that, they would have fought him at 135. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that Ryan said he don't care about belts, they're like, why are we gonna give this guy a shot at the belt? He don't care about the belt. He just want to fight me. So let's just see how much he will take. Fault that his why got mixed up. He said it himself. I'm doing this for the fans, for the sport. He gonna get hurt for the sport and for the fans.
Yeah, he gonna get hurt because he gonna get hurt because he weight drained and malnutrition and not allowed to fucking replenish.
Exactly, but look, but that goes either way though, because if you are an athlete and you constantly are disciplined to like put your body through things, you know what your body can do. So Ryan probably knows I can do it, and that's why he took the chance. The last time somebody got screwed over in the contract was Joe Louis when he fought what's that dude? The Cinderella Man. He had to give him a cut of his winnings every fight after that. Devin Haney was the last modern time boxer that had to take the low end of a deal to become great. That's why I really love Devin Haney, man, and what he's doing in the sport. He's fighting on what, 2 of the 3 platforms. All he needs to fight is on PBC. I'm really and what's this about Ryan never wanting to fight Devin Haney because he's like, if he a champ, I'm a champ. Like, I didn't understand that. But anyways, Ness, hey, keep up the good work, everybody, and press the like.
All right. It's the key. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Looks like we got Jaime Nieto with another $5 super chat. He says, also agree with Ness. I wouldn't be mad if Ryan pulled out. I wouldn't be mad if he pulled out. Ryan had to take this offer or he would never gonna get the fight. Not to mention they was gonna say it was his fault that he ducked. What up, Key?
Yo, what up? Hey, I got a y'all didn't see that interview when Tank already explained all this, basically saying if Ryan would have took the fight at 135, there wouldn't be no hydration clause.
Yeah,
or no catch weight.
But Ryan ain't fight at 35 since he fought Luke Campbell, man.
But he's been weighing in at 140. That don't matter what he been fighting at. But he can make 135 with easy, dog.
Okay, I mean, show me a fighter that can make a weight that they didn't make in 2.5 years.
Man, that's easy, bro. So you saying a 24-year-old young Ryan Garcia cannot make a 135?
I'm saying Devin is 24-year-olds and everybody want him to move up because he looked bad his last time making weight. So 24 don't mean shit. Stop trying to confuse the audience.
We can't go by what he looked like. We go by how he feel. Devin said he felt good.
Yeah.
Devin said he felt okay. Did Devin come out and say he felt bad? He can't make 135.
Okay.
We just assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ryan been calling out Tank longer than 3 years. Tank's the A side. So why he just couldn't agree to the 135 fight? You can't just get your weight and expect a man to drop up to 140.
You said it. Tank's the A side. So if you've been calling him out 3 years, why it take this long?
We don't know.
Tank's the A side.
But at least we got the fight. We got the fight though. We got the fight now. I'm just saying.
We got it with restrictions. Tank waited so long. Now my man got to be in the catch weight. You see how that works?
But he should have took the fight at 135. It wouldn't be no catch weight.
Tank had to offer him the fight at 35.
Tank already said
Tank the A side. Tank had to offer him the fight. He had to offer him the fight. In them 3 years when he was asking for it, Tank got to offer him the fight. Ryan can't send a contract.
Why Ryan didn't take it?
Ryan can't send a contract. That's not how it works.
How easy is it to say something after the fact? Like, I'm not calling him a liar or anything like that. I'm just saying it's like, it's like if Mayweather-Pacquiao happened, right? And they're on fight week, and Mayweather says something like, well, this could have happened 20 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, yeah, but it didn't.
But we still getting it at a good time. We still getting the fight at a good time. 100%. They're still young.
Why we got to get it with restrictions,
offered, that's
though?
What I'm saying.
Why we got to get it with restrictions, though?
Yeah, y'all are both right.
Aren't you a boxing fan?
I'm just saying it wouldn't be no restriction if he just took it at 135.
Aren't you a boxing fan?
That's such a cheap comment.
Aren't you a boxing fan?
So listen. Yeah, I'm boxing fan. So listen. So why is it okay? Why is it okay for a big fighter to fight a small fighter? But if it was vice versa, y'all be saying, "Oh, Tank."
So Tank didn't fight a bigger
Leo.
fighter?
When y'all said Tank fought Leo, he was too small. People were too small.
No. Tank fought Leo.
Man.
Tank fought Leo.
And Leo came up too, by the way.
And he didn't. And Leo didn't put
Okay, and
10
people
in
were
the
saying
fucking
Leo too
rehydration
small.
clause.
And people were saying Leo too small. Leo too small.
And
Okay.
guess what, Leo? And guess what,
Ryan,
Leo?
like y'all
And
saying,
guess
Ryan.
what? And guess what? The smaller man, Leo, did not put the bigger man, Tank, in the rehydration clause. See how that worked? The Mexican balls
yeah,
was
that's
there.
exactly what that is.
The Mexican
It don't matter.
balls
Cause they
was
fought.
there.
They agree. Cause they agree. They agree on the weight class, bro. They agree. They agree. What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Tank did.
You know what's
Garcia
going
ain't
on.
want to take the fight
You
at
know what's
135.
going on.
How you
Yeah, but
gonna
that's
say
like-
let's fight at 138? How you gonna say let's fight at 138? Y'all not 138 fighters.
Bruh,
That's
you know
Y'all
you
135 fighters.
embarrassed.
That's
You know
like
you
being R.
embarrassed to
Kelly.
this. You know you
This is what it
embarrassed.
sounds like.
Come
to me.
on,
It
man.
sounds like you're saying like somebody said, oh, like if you're R. Kelly and you said, oh, I'm gonna pay you for sex. Okay, and I get to do whatever I want. Okay, and then you pee on
See,
her
y'all
face,
doing, see,
and then
y'all
you say,
doing too
you're a
much.
weirdo
See, y'all
for getting
doing
peed on
too
the
much.
face.
See,
You're
every
the
time
one
y'all get
doing
proved
it.
like y'all wrong, when y'all get proved wrong, y'all start saying bullshit and bringing bullshit
No, I'm trying to make
in.
it
Come on,
simple so
man.
you can
How
understand
you
how you
prove me
sound right
wrong,
now.
bruh?
This is how you sound.
How
You sound
did
like
you
you're saying,
prove us
well, he
wrong?
should have known the
bro.
future. He should have known he was going to get fucked later and he should have gotten fucked now. Like, that's what you're saying. That's what I hear you saying.
He should have just took the 135 fight when he was
All
offered
right,
it.
brother.
You
All
should,
right.
you know what? You should hit him up and be his manager.
Ness, quit saying Tank said he was weighing 190, bro. It was 170, 180, bro. You be over exaggerating on a lot of shit.
He said 190. He said
No, he didn't, bro.
190.
Put money on it. Put money on it. Put money on it. I put money on it. I watched the interview. Put money on it.
I
I
ain't talking
cash up
about
you
the
right
interview.
now.
I ain't talking about the interview. I'm
All
talking
right,
about
but you be over
at the
exaggerating.
press
You over exaggerating
conference.
too much.
Ain't nobody over
Come on, man.
exaggerating.
You over
Ain't nobody over
exaggerating.
exaggerating. Everybody heard it
Hey,
but
but you
you.
over.
Everybody
Man,
heard
come
it but
on, man.
you. You mad. You
Bro,
mad.
go watch it then. Put 100 on it.
It's on the press conference. You talking about interview. It's on the press
It
conference.
don't matter, but you be over exaggerating your story, bro, and getting these people to believe certain
How
shit,
am I
man.
over exaggerating something that's on the
Because
press
you over
conference?
exaggerating certain shit.
Certain
But
shit.
it's okay.
You just said I over
It's okay.
exaggerated the pounds. I tell you it's on the press conference. Then you say I'm over exaggerating
Go,
certain shit.
all right, you gonna go watch the press conference and be like,
Go
oh, damn,
watch
he
it.
didn't say 190.
Go watch
He
it.
didn't say 190.
Go watch it. Go
I
watch
just watched it.
Go watch it.
That's all I just know about the interview. When Tank disagreed, told everybody, like, hey, this is why we ain't getting the fight at 135. Because he didn't want to agree to it.
That
And this
wasn't
is why we
on the
have
press
this
conference.
and this is why we having a hydration clause in the catchweight, because he didn't want to take the fight at 135.
Meanwhile, Barrios ain't get one.
Hey,
Hey,
it don't matter.
Hey, it
No,
don't
that's the
matter.
killer
It don't
shot right
matter.
there.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Hey.
You know why? You know why? You know why? Because Barrios don't punch like Ryan. That's why. So ain't nothing to be afraid of.
I don't know. We not in the ring with them. We don't know.
Knock it the
We
fuck
not in the
off.
ring with
You
them.
ain't never seen You ain't never seen nobody knock out Fortuna like Ryan did. Knock it off. You ain't never seen nobody
Man,
knock out
Fortuna old as hell.
You ain't
Look
never
how old
seen.
Fortuna is. Look how old Fortuna is. Fuck out of here. Fortuna old as hell.
My bad.
What you mean?
I ain't know Gamboa.
Oh, so Fortuna not old.
I ain't know
Fortuna
Gamboa.
not old.
I ain't know Gamboa was
Fortuna
younger. I ain't know he was younger than Fortuna.
Okay.
I ain't know Gamboa was younger than Fortuna.
Devin fought Gamboa too. Devin fought Gamboa too.
Shut up.
Devin fought Gamboa too.
Shut up.
Devin fought Gamboa too.
Gamboa was
Devin
younger.
fought
I ain't know
Gamboa too.
Gamboa was younger. My bad.
Devin fought
I
Gamboa
ain't know
too.
that. My
Yeah, but
bad.
I don't know why we gotta shit on
Yeah,
other
okay.
fighters just to prove that what Tank is doing is credible.
Because
Like,
he
you know what I'm
going
saying?
down
Like,
that street.
No.
That's an easy way
My
to
point
You
is
ain't
though, it
making
ain't
no
really
point.
about all that. It's just the fact that y'all keep crying about it. It's like, bro, it's done and over with.
No, it ain't over with till the fight done.
bro, it would be over with if everybody who's making the other argument just said, well, you know, you're right. It does
That's
help
what
Tank.
that's what
That
hurt
would be
these
it.
Tank
That would be it. I'll
fans.
be
That's
right.
what hurt
Okay,
these
you're
Tank
right.
fans that we
Bro,
telling
it don't
the
hurt.
truth.
It don't hurt me.
It's
I'm
hurting
just
you. You emotional. You emotional. J Ortiz, what up? You emotional as hell. It hurt the shit out of them. They like, yo, just shut up. It's over. He signed this. Shut up. Don't tell more people. You fucking up the fight for more people. More people gonna know. More people gonna know that he going in there with all bloody and stabbed up. What up, J Ortiz?
What up, Ness? Yeah, I think we got to call it as it is. I think, well, we see this in boxing all the time, right? Fighters trying to get any advantage they can to win a fight. Because at the end of the day, we got to say it like it is. they're threatened by their opponent. That's simply as that. Tank said he's 190, 180. Hell no, bro. I'm 190, and I don't look as good as Ryan does. No, no, bro. He's yeah, and no homo, by the way, though. But yeah, anyways, dude, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it because I like Tank, but this rehydration clause, man, it's a little too much, man. Like you're already making the dude come down to 136. Like what else more do you want, man? I mean, I thought there should have at least been a weight limit so he doesn't, talking about Ryan, so he doesn't, overdo it himself. At least I thought it should have been like at least at 150. I thought that would have been at least fair. I think even Tank blows up to 150 himself. Like I mean, no, he's like a short dude, but he's still got some weight on him. So, but like I said, man, we gotta call it. It is. Tank is threatened by Ryan. Like I said, we see this in boxing. It's a shame, but I guess it's a business, right? It's not really a sport anymore. It had to be done to make the fight happen. But yeah, Ryan ain't no 190, bro. He ain't no 190.
This is the saddest sport in the world. Like, I look at all our fans are conditions. Like, well, he had to do what he do to make the fight happen. Like, one man has to be at a disadvantage.
Honestly, yeah, and honestly, I probably have Ryan losing this fight just because of the rehydration clause. Because if you look in boxing, like all the fights that had some sort of catch rate or like some kind of rehydration clause, that fighter that has that rule set against him, they always lose. De La Hoya Pacquiao, De La Hoya lost. There was a catch rate against him. Chavez Canelo, obviously Chavez, right? He lost. What else? I heard you said Daniel Jacobs.
Cotto Martinez. There's a lot.
Yeah, Pacquiao Cotto. Look
Pacquiao
at Cotto
Cotto.
dropped down in weight. Yeah, he lost. He ended up losing the fight.
Mayweather.
Yeah, Hatton Mayweather. I forgot about that too. Hatton Mayweather.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, there's a bunch, and they ended up losing, right? I'm pretty sure all of those fights. Even like I said, I was gonna say Daniel Jacobs. Yeah, he lost that fight.
I'm not saying they all.
And even
lost.
then, Daniel Jacobs didn't even look 100% to me. Daniel Jacobs didn't even look 100% to me because he wasn't even there 100%. He wasn't even throwing any punches. Canelo was fighting a zombie. So, like I said, I have probably Ryan losing this fight. It would be very impressive if he can pull this off, Ryan. But like I said, I have him lose this fight. And like you said, Ness, there was no catch weight against Barrios, and I really don't have. I don't consider Davis a 140-pound champion because Barrios was never the man at 140. Like you know how boxing is. There's always fucking belts. Everyone gets a belt. Like it's like Oprah. Everyone gets a belt. You get a belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
champ.
like I don't even. But yeah,
that is the bell. Let me get to some other callers. I got Liam. What up? Liam. Oh, he didn't connect yet. Jay Miller, what up? Discord.
Hey, what's up, Nelson Mario?
Straight.
Man,
what up?
Nuss, I gotta say I agree with you about what you're saying about tank rehydration clause. I don't agree with it. I think fighters should actually go back to same day weigh-ins, but that's wishful thinking. My only gripe with you is where was all this energy when Canelo put the rehydration clause on Kovalev?
They didn't have a catchweight, sir. This is the
But
first
I feel
fight.
like
This is the first fight in
catchweight is
history.
irrelevant because I feel like it benefits Rock.
No, it isn't irrelevant. Let me tell you why. If I can't make 135, what makes you think I can make 136? So the catchweight is very relevant. You making me struggle to make a weight, and then you capping me from rehydrating. It's the first of its kind. Stop comparing it to Canelo. He's worse to Gervonta Tank Davis is. He is worse. Canelo never had a rehydration and a catchweight and a fucking one-way rematch. your boy is worse. And this guy don't even got a world title. At least Canelo did that to Kovalev, who's a 3-time fucking champion. What the fuck exactly did Ryan do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are weird, man. Your energy is so weird. Your energy is so weird, bro. Y'all defend Tank like he's y'all fucking brother or something. I won't even say anything disrespectful. Y'all defend him like he's your brother, and y'all see that he's doing bullshit in your face. Mayweather didn't put no. Did Mayweather put Pacquiao in rehydration catchweight? No, because he wanted to make sure everybody knew he was the best.
You finished?
I've been finished. Y'all making me repeat myself.
I'm not making you repeat yourself. Your whole thing is the rehydration clause benefits one fighter, right?
Both. Ain't no whole thing. Stop trying to compartmentalize my argument. Both.
So if
it's never been done.
Catchweight, if there was no catchweight, but it was still a rehydration clause, would you have a problem?
No.
You know you would.
No.
All right, man. You can't.
No.
Catman.
No.
You can't.
No.
You would have a problem,
No.
bro.
Why
You
would I?
would.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Why would I have a problem with Ryan making 140 but having a cap as a rehydration? You see you see how that's logical? You see how that's logical?
Why not make 135 with no catchweight?
Because I haven't fought there in 2.5 years.
So why the fuck is he fighting them then?
Because he wants to fight.
At 140.
He didn't want the fight.
Right?
He didn't want the fight at 35.
Find a challenger. Can you let me speak?
He didn't want the fight at 35.
Can you let me speak?
Did you read Tank's quote?
I don't care about Tank's quote. I'm talking about Ryan.
Tank's quote tell you.
Ryan find somebody at 140 to fight.
Tank's quote tell you that Ryan said he will not fight at 135.
Because you just be talking over niggas.
Yeah, because you don't listen. You
You're
don't
not
listen.
listening. Why would you not want to?
Why would I
bonus
listen
at
to you
work?
when
Like,
you
why
ain't
would you not
talking
want
no
more
fucking
money?
facts? You just said you didn't watch the interview. You just said you didn't read the quote. So you want me to listen to you and your fucking opinion? I'm giving you facts. It's the first fight ever in boxing history to do this fuckery. And you mad it's your favorite fighter you got to defend, not me.
Tank ain't my fucking favorite fighter. What the fuck is he talking about?
You lying.
No,
if he wasn't, you would have had a problem with this. If he wasn't, you would have had a problem.
I ain't like you with Canelo, man.
If Tank wasn't your favorite fighter, you would have a problem.
I said it's bullshit. I got a problem with it. Then ain't that what the first fucking thing I said? I got a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so what the fuck is you talking about?
But you
still
because that's a backhanded thing. He said, I got a problem with it, but Ness, why you ain't got an issue when he did it to Kovalev, which is completely wrong, which shows your lack of knowledge. It shows your lack of knowledge.
Is it not the competitive advantage?
No. Kovalev was a world champion.
Yourself. All right, bro. All right. You don't know. You just fuck be switching.
Yeah, I know. Kovalev was a world champion. Ryan is what exactly?
What the fuck doesn't matter? What does it matter to me as a boxing fan if you fuck a world champion or not? I'm trying to see two fighters fight.
Oh, now it don't matter if you a prospect, contender, or world champion. Okay.
It don't.
And you're the one who brought up the 135.
I don't give a shit. I see two fighters in the ring, and I'm trying to see them go at each other.
All right. So go see him.
The best fight the best. I don't give a fuck.
This ain't the best fight in the best.
Rehydration clauses and none of that shit.
This ain't the best fight in the best.
I ain't with it with Tank. I ain't with it with Kovalev. I ain't with it with Haney or anybody who do that shit. I'm not with it. My energy don't change unlike yours, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
My energy never changed. My energy never changed. My energy never changed. Canelo never did this. See, that's the problem. All y'all calling in want me to get at Canelo when he never did this. So you really mad at Tank?
Name on the title or the description.
Exactly. They looking for excuses. They looking for people and ways to get the heat off Tank. Tank did this.
Listen,
Tank did this.
I've been a co-host for half the show. For the other half of the show, I've been a listener for the callers. I'll be honest. Like if Ness was out here switching, I would be like, bro, you switching. The truth is, Ness sounds like this because y'all keep going back to the same exact argument that people have been making for the last hour and a half. Like it's the same argument. So yeah, it might seem like one of us is a huge Ryan Garcia fan, but no, I'm a fan of the truth. I'm a fan of facts. I like both guys. I can't wait for this fight. But do I love one Gervonta Davis Tank over so much that I'm going to pretend that weight clauses and all these things aren't strategic advantages that an entire team comes up with beforehand so that they can give themselves a better chance to win the fight? No, I'm not going to pretend that that logic, which has existed in boxing for, I don't know, a quarter of a millennia at this point, is not an actual thing. It is a thing. So, we could have a better conversation if everybody who started their call just lived in the same universe, the real one, the one where physics and weight and all that shit and biology actually matters.
Is that they don't want to. You got dudes like this that think they know about the sport, so they're like, oh, but what about so and so? And it's like, well, okay, you comparing Canelo to Tank and Kovalev to Ryan.
That can't be done at all.
Just repeat that in your own head for starters. Then secondly, go through the comparison. Ryan's never been a champ. Kovalev's a 3-time champ. It makes no sense. It's the first time a man has ever put a contender in all these restrictions. He's not a world champ. Y'all just embarrassed that you have to defend it. General Camino, what up?
Yo.
Yo.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, TBV community? Hey, I'm going to just be honest, man. This morning, I tried to defend Tank a little bit. I tried to make, the weight cut and the weight gain for Ryan, look like it could be done. And I still think it can be done, but I got to be honest. This shit is fucked up. It don't make no sense. Before I even knew about a weight with Ryan and Tank, my opinion on the fight was Tank is going to knock this motherfucker out, regardless. If it's at 135, 140, 147, 154, it don't matter. Tank just got superior boxing ability. And I never thought getting the fight would mean getting something like this. I don't know. It's very weird. I'm not going to say I'm not excited for the fight, but, they've taken a lot of juice out of it. At first, I thought this fight could do a mil. With the catchweight and the rehydration clause, I don't think it's gonna hit that number at all. I don't know what y'all think, but it is weird. I don't like it for Tank. To me, it makes it look like he's seen something or his team has seen something that makes him fearful of fighting Ryan at any given weight. I feel like they need him at a particular weight to do what they need to do, and I don't feel that way. I feel like Tank's ability is far superior. So I don't know what his team saw. I don't know how Tank feels, but this whole situation is very, very odd. Very odd. I really don't like it.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. Jay Miller, Counterpunch. Jay Miller. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. We're trying to get to that next goal of 166,000. We on that road to 1 million, but only you can help us get there. Jay Miller. No J. No J. All right. I got Supermax.
Yo, what up, man?
What up?
What up, Mario? I got a question for you, Ness. So are these same people gonna say it's David Benavidez' fault, or it's Boo Boo or Charlo's fault when Canelo does this to them, puts them in a rehydration and a catchweight?
Nah, they're gonna ignore this and just blame Canelo.
That's the only thing. It's got to be consistency, man. If you didn't like it then, you can't like it now. I don't like it simply because I feel like Tank don't need it to beat Ryan. I think he'd demolish Ryan either way. But I did not realize that he had so many amateur fights. That was news stuff. But still, all in all, I think Tank's the better fighter. But I got to give it where it's due. If Ryan Garcia wins this fight, he'll have this with the deck stacked against him, and that's gonna elevate him to a superstar level. So it would be very impressive. And that's another thing I hate is Tank pretty much is taking the credit away from himself from this win. If we discredit Canelo's win, we're gonna have to discredit this win. If he beats Bryan, so it's unfortunate because I don't know. I don't think he needs it. I think he should be a clear favorite over Ryan Garcia, man. But shout out to you, man. This topic is we try to stick to the main point of it, man. But this topic gonna have you rocking and rolling, man. We got a great slate of boxing coming up. Just a suggestion, if you get another free show, man, let's talk about how DAZN has lost their mind and threw out a pay-per-view May 6th in the middle of all these other great pay-per-view fights, man. But keep it pushing, fella. That's my show. That's my call.
Jay Miller, request again
Definitely
so I
got
can
to do
give
a
you
live on that later.
so I can give you your counterpunch, Jay. You there? Jay Miller. You. Jay? All right, we'll come back to you again, see what happens. Let me try Georgie in Boston.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Mario, nice seeing you around, buddy.
Good,
What's going
good to
on
hear
with
from
you?
you, champ.
Nice seeing you around, though, my love. That being said, listen, we're crossing the fucking bridge. Because your motherfucker getting real heavy in this bullshit. You leaning a lot on this shit. You been screaming, blah, 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 blah. Fucking Catchweight, rehydration clause. But what happened if Ryan fucking wipe his ass with that? It ain't no bells on the line. Let me pay these $250 million, whatever the fuck it is. Are we getting an apology? If the high happens and these motherfuckers show up balloon 154 pounds, are we getting an apology? Because it's like we've been punished before this shit even happened. Yo niggas with this small ass violin all the way to the fight, let it brew. Let's see if it become an issue. It's not an issue yet. It's not yet. But we already condemning, talking the words, blah, 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 blah. Baby, let's cross the fucking bridge. That's all I'm saying. In the meantime, chill with it a little bit. Everybody out there, support the channel, donate. I'm out.
All right. More people wanting you not to tell the truth. Which is funny because we were talking about his amateur fights and somehow look what it turned into. We're going out to some more callers here. In the 956. This is Mike in Texas. What up?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, look, man, I'm a fan of both Ryan Garcia and Tank. The only issue with this is that these Tank fans that are hardcore Tank fans, they are living vicariously through Tank, you know. And so I think that's why they're using the excuse of, at the end of the day, we're gonna say the truth is it's, you know, the rehydration clause is used as an advantage. And so this win, unfortunately, which we all thought Tank was gonna win anyways, it's gonna have a huge asterisk by it now. At least for us fans, years from now, you know, people aren't gonna remember that. They're not gonna remember the rehydration clause and stuff, except for us hardcore fans, right? The ones that are actually watch podcasts and stuff, the ones that actually follow the sport. But for the casual fan, they're not gonna remember that, which is unfortunate, right? But the reason we're so passionate about it, guys, is because we love boxing. But we should not, you know, these guys, we shouldn't be picking and choosing. Oh, when Canelo did it, well, you know what? Whenever whoever does it, it's bullshit. But this time, we have a twofold. We have both rehydration clause
90 seconds.
That's what's so messed up about it. But anyways, just want to say, guys, I enjoy listening to the show. I always, you know, appreciate you guys. And Ness, I don't know how you do it, bro, because my stomach burns, bro. Listening to this, like the hypocrisy, the bullshit that people say. Like, come on, man. They just if you're a Tank fan or not, it's just you have to say this is bullshit. So these people are upsetting. These are the same people. I don't know, man. This is just bullshit. But thank you guys. Appreciate the show so much. And
60
love
seconds.
listening to the show every day.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling in. I got a bunch of other callers on Blog Talk. If you feel like I haven't gone to you, that's because you haven't pressed the 1 button. Do that now, and we can get you on. What's your excuse? What up? I feel like we got to you, didn't we?
Oh, Ness. Yo.
Didn't we get to you?
Wow, that was earlier, man. I can't double dip.
My bad. Earlier today or earlier this show? Because it's 1 call per show.
My bad. Yeah, yo, you gonna talk about the Fury and Usyk 70-30 soon or no?
Nah, man, that shit ain't done, bro. That shit ain't done. That's just a bunch of backwash until
10
they actually
seconds.
make a fight, bro. It's not a fight for us. We don't really care, unfortunately. Maybe you do, but it's not really a big American-based fight. And it's more of the same shit too. It's Fury doing, pretty much what we talking about right here, bro. It's pretty weird. These guys, I don't know why they need
Fury's
this
doing
many.
worse than what Tank is doing.
Yeah, I don't know why they need this many advantages, bro. I mean, Fury's doing Fury because the 70-30, we've seen that before. But now he's doing one-way rematches, which is, definitely what Tank is doing. It's definitely what Tank is doing.
He's asking first. Yeah, exactly.
But, I don't know. That's crazy. California, LA, who's this? Hello. 323.
Oh, yo, can you hear me?
Yes. What's your name, brother?
Oh, Miguel. That's what's up, bro? Finally, man. I didn't know I had to press 1. That's why.
What's going on, Miguel? Where you calling in from?
I'm calling from Los Angeles,
all right,
California. Yeah, I've been listening to your show for a while. I'm a first-time caller. Trying to get the hang of calling.
Brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm a Tank fan, but I gotta agree with you guys, man. It's kind of BS that he's trying to do this because, I mean, Canelo has done it, not like everybody's trying to make it seem that he's done it. He's only done it to a certain extent. I mean, he never did the rehydration and the catchweight. So it's kind of like, people. I'm a boxer, so I go to the gym and stuff, but everybody tries to argue, Tank is the A side, and yeah, he's the A side, but it doesn't make it any good that you're saying you're the top dog, even though you don't have the belts, like Haney, and then you're making a contender who, I mean, Ryan. Let's be honest, people who watch boxing, like Ryan isn't anybody in the division. Let's be honest, like he hasn't done anything. He hasn't won any titles. He hasn't fought anybody of like, okay, maybe Luke Campbell, and when people start saying, "Oh yeah, Tank is this," okay, let's give Tank his credit, but he can't be doing this, like, and saying he's a top dog and then making a contender, because that's what he is, a contender. Take the social media away, a contender, and you're making him go through all this shit just to fight you. It just makes it, like you said, it makes him look like he's scared. I don't think he's scared personally. I think he's just trying to, like, show his balls and say, "Oh, you know what, I'm the top dog. I get to, pretty much like how Mayweather would make it. Like, you either take it or you don't. Like, you're not gonna make 100 million. You're gonna make 10, but you're gonna make the more. That I feel like that's the energy he's bringing. Like, I'm the A side, so I'm gonna make you like I'm gonna make you dance pretty much. Like, I'm gonna make you do what I'm gonna make you do. And Ryan didn't have a choice pretty much if you really think about it, because your social media is only gonna take you a certain amount of it's only gonna take you somewhere. It's not going to take you the whole way. Your boxing accolades have to, carry you somewhere. You get me? So I feel like that's where Ryan, and Ryan shouldn't be bitching about it either, because he himself said, "I don't care about the belts." So if you don't care about the belts, then if you would have done it the right way and actually taken the fight that you're supposed to take, because you were a number one contender to Devin Haney when you had the little green belt that they gave him. You know, they were making him wear the green belt. You know, there was like people saying that he was a champion because they didn't even know, right? They gave him a belt. You should have gone that way and you would have not had these problems. But since you want to make the big fight, you didn't want to fight Dev. You know, you pretty much ducked him. Now you got to eat shit. And Dev did it too. Dev did it. I mean, Dev went, you know, and fought, you know, Kambosos for shit money, you know. But you know, look where he's at now. So if Ryan does beat him, Ryan does, you know, he does get the credit he deserves. I don't think he's gonna beat him, but you know, that's what I think. I mean, it's kind of hard to, you know, to be a Tank fan right now because, you know, everybody's trying to say, oh, I personally don't think he's scared. I think it's just like more of a move where he's just like, you know, I'm the A side and you're the B side, and I'm gonna make everybody know that I'm the main dude. You get me? Like the Mayweather effect, pretty much. Like, you know. But I don't know what you think about that. I mean, I keep hearing everybody trying to give Tank excuses. I don't think we can't do that, man. Like, Tank's looking bad right now, bro. It's hard because, like, you know, everybody's talking and everybody's trying to, you know, defend him. But it's like, bro, you gotta kind of, like, you know, it's just like you said, an even playing field for everyone. You know, make it to the point where there's no excuses. Because if Ryan loses, he has an excuse. You get me? He has an excuse now. So you don't want to have that excuse. You want to have it, you know, he wins fair, he wins fair. You get me? So
for sure.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, hopefully we get to see a good fight, man. And
All right, champ. Well, thank you for calling in. We're going out to another first-time caller in the 318. Where you calling in from, brother? Who's this? Oh, wow. 318, you ain't want to be on. All right. I think that is now everybody. Uh-oh, we got Jack the artist. What up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Bro, every time you introduce me, you say Jack the artist.
Oh, it's
the
not?
Jack artist.
The Jack artist?
Yes.
Oh, the Jack artist. Okay. Jack the artist.
All right. So let me start it out like this. I don't like catchweights for nobody. I don't like them at all. I like a fair fight. But let me address this. When Canelo fought Kovalev, Canelo moved up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so could we really be mad at him having a rehydration? I mean, like everybody say, he the A side and he moving up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan is moving down. He got a catchweight and he got a rehydration clause, right? And I just think that's crazy that he coming down and he got all these stipulations. Imagine if Kovalev came to 168 and had extra stipulations, like you coming down and you can't rehydrate. If you make weight, you make weight. If you rehydrate and you make weight, whatever. If you make weight, you make weight. Everybody is a weight bully. You go at whatever weight they is, a weight bully, whatever. But if it's fair, you make weight, you hydrate. Catch weight, that's whatever y'all want to do. But Canelo Kovalev, you can't keep on bringing that up. Canelo moved up to a champion. Canelo moved champion. And I'm not even no super Canelo fan. It's just fact. He moved up. That Daniel Jacobs stuff, I don't know. Don't ask me about that. I ain't got no justification for that. But don't bring up no talk about Canelo catch weights or whatever or reactions. That's my call.
That was tough, man. And Nika, what up?
Yo, what up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wasn't able to hear the whole show, man. I just got through and I've been busy, but I don't know if you already talked about this, but you know how Ryan was saying that he was throwing time suspense basically Crawford, right? About making the big fight.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, at what cost, though? You know, at what cost? If you expect, you know, like I guess Terrence to accept every demand, you know. You know what I mean? Is that what he expects?
Does who expect what?
For him to like every demand from the from the PBC, you know what I mean? To accept every demand they do.
That's what he's basically saying. And like accept everything they want, like every stipulation.
I mean, he's already accepted, so I'm a little bit confused as to what you asking.
No, but I'm saying like he's throwing shots at like Crawford and Spence, right?
Yes.
Like to like make the big fights. But what I'm saying, like, look at all the stipulations that he accepted. So what I'm saying is like, at what cost? You know, does he expect like every fighter to like just accept everything? You know what I mean?
I mean, I
Mhm.
mean, yes and no, right? According to these fans that's calling in, yes, they saying if that's the fight you want, you got to sign the contract.
I'm just saying that's wild though. You can't expect like Spence to like bend over back. Crawford to bend over backwards. You know, like he did. He can't expect everybody to do that. You know what I mean? He wants to do it cool. You know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's good for him, but I don't think he should expect people to like do what I did. I think he's stupid what he's doing. You know, because he's obviously he's not gonna be 100%. You know what I mean? Like I don't see. I mean, if Crawford does it, like I'm a big Crawford fan. If people want to do it, cool. You know what I'm saying? Do you? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fanboy, but I really don't see him like doing like stuff like that. Like so just to make a fight happen. You know what I mean?
I
Oh
hear
no.
you. Are you on a Bluetooth?
Yeah, I'm on the Bluetooth, bro.
Yeah, it don't sound good, bro. JT, what up?
Hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, this?
All good.
So we still talking about this Ryan and Tank situation because I hear a lot of people still calling, complaining about it.
Yeah.
That's what this what it is. Nah, man, I say this. I used to gripe about what Canelo did as an A-side fighter, and yes, I know he hasn't did put two weight stipulations in one fight, but I just heard the last caller say he's at a disadvantage. I don't think he's at a disadvantage because at the end of the day, whoever made this contract, they looked it over and they weighed out their options. The question probably was asked to Ryan, can he do it? And he probably said, yeah, absolutely. Can you maintain your weight after you weigh in? Absolutely. Because he really wants this fight. Because you got to really think about it. Ryan must have some kind of confidence in himself that he feel like he could beat Tank if he's at these weight advantage or stipulations. Because you got to remember, Tank is a puncher. The last time he hit somebody so hard, the man didn't come out the corner and he say, I think he went deaf in one ear, or somebody said at the moment say he couldn't see nothing. So you gotta be careful getting in there with a Tank Davis like that. And all I'm saying is where's this energy when other fighters do it, And I feel like certain fighters could get a pass to sit here and do that. And I also feel if Canelo and somebody did that, if Canelo was to do it, was the first fighter to do it, had a weight stipulation and a rehydration in it, nobody wouldn't be arguing about it saying, oh, uh, but all they would be saying is this Canelo, he's the A side, he could do it. So what's going on with the sports is the sport is being spoiled a a side way. These A side fighters are starting to come up with all these ridiculous things, and I do think weight cutting is an advantage, and certain fighters have that advantage because they know how to weight cut, and then they blow back up 20 pounds, 15 pounds heavier, and then you be actually fighting a fighter that's 2 pounds, I mean 2 weight class heavier than you. They do that for advantage. So certain fighters can get away with it. Certain fighters know how to manipulate it. So they must have saw something in Ryan Garcia, and they didn't want to give him that advantage since he's not the A side. So I mean, I'm just tired of hearing this, on this. And I mean, you do how you want to do, Ness. I'll call in and talk shit about it. Not saying but I'm just tired of hearing people making these excuses up for Ryan Garcia when he does lose, because that's what it's gonna be. They're not gonna give Tank his credit when he stopped on Ryan Garcia.
I
That's
mean,
my call.
how could you get credit when you fighting a drained dude? That's the
Exactly.
whole point of this
Hey, but
whole
you know what?
argument. Like that's the whole point of this whole thing. It's like he's fighting a drained dude, and then he's not letting him rehydrate and replenish properly. Like he literally got to hire a nutritionist to know what he could eat for the remaining hours. The saddest part is that these fans of Tank are going above and beyond. They're going the lengths they're going. Now they want you to imagine that Canelo did this. No, Canelo didn't do it. They want you to imagine that he did so we could live in a world where if he does, they can say, oh, where's that energy at? It's like, bro, Canelo didn't do this. Like, why y'all still bringing up Canelo? It's so weird, man. But that's everybody, man. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Mario, you've been awesome. Thanks for joining us. Where can
Yo,
they
appreciate
find
it.
you?
Listen, hit me up at Mario Munguia on Twitter, at Mario Munguia on Instagram, at Mario Munguia on Facebook, and please subscribe to my new channel. It is right now boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling, which I'm a fan of all three. Right now it's mostly boxing, but I got Supermex comes on and a few other people from Texas that agreed to hop on the lives. But yeah, it's every Wednesday, every Friday, and then I'm trying to do a live every day except for Saturday. So yeah, Infighting Pod on Instagram, Infighting Pod on Twitter, Infighting Pod on Discord, Infighting Pod on YouTube. Yeah, so please subscribe, please come through. And yeah, right now, honestly, I don't have very many callers. So if you call in, you probably just stay on the show and get to chop it up with us, So yeah, Ness, appreciate it as always, man. Great show, great callers, great discourse, great chat. By the way, bro, I think you got the best chat in the league. I'm not even like trying to suck dick or nothing like that. This is like funniest chat, smartest chat, and honestly, since 10 years ago, 5 years ago, this chat is so much more respectful than it ever was. Not one time did I see any homophobic remarks. Very few racial things, but not like there's like more points being made. But yeah, great chat for real, man. I honestly feel like you've done a really good job of honing in the best of it and weeding out the rest of it. You feel what I'm saying? So props to you, props to the chat, props to boxing.
Appreciate you, man. I got a couple super chats I didn't notice. I got Ese Moro that says, hell nah, let's keep it 100. He comes at his own people. Yeah, Dominicans get it tough around here. Jaime Nieto, $5 super chat says, so Tank was tired of the game. Now that we see this contract, what we PBC trying to get Ryan to accept in the years past if they negotiated to this. So basically saying, now that we see in this contract, imagine what they sent them in the past 3 years. Bones 13, $2 super chat says, Ness, quit hurting these Tank fans' feelings. Laughing out loud, crying emoji. Timothy Bolden, $3 super chat, sends a dancing lemon sticker. Shout out to you. Drew Down, $2 super chat, says, fire, Danny, bring back Mario. Damn, fire, Danny, bring back Mario is what he meant.
Not necessary. I'll come on no matter what.
Two laughing out loud emojis. We got Bobby Shaw that says, this Papi Chulo show Latin-based Ness never tripped on Canelo ring size and rehydration. Laugh out loud. All my favorite callers don't call in. Lame Latin-based show. Bobby Shaw, sounds like you're mad. Canelo never did what Tank did. See, that's how mad y'all are. Y'all blaming Canelo for what Tank is doing. It's just sad because we didn't even bring up Tank. We literally talking about, what's my man name? Patty, I don't even know. Patty MMA. He did a great interview with Ryan, gave us information we never heard. Look at the poll. We forgot to even go to that. The poll is that 52% of the public didn't know, that Ryan had 225 amateur boxing fights. So it's like, we talking about all that, and y'all go right back into the damn clauses, man. Y'all so corny. CYP, what up?
Yo. I had to come on here real quick. I saw it was off. I'm like, damn, I just got in the car. But it's all good. Listen. Man, I love how people say, Tank fans are, man, I think I'm the biggest Tank fan around, me and Best Dad ever. I say to myself, I don't know how mad he is, but I talk to him, he ain't that mad. I ain't that mad. I just find it funny that, the way you get a boxing fan mad is by beating them. So, if Tank is so bad with all these clauses and shit, Tell your favorite fighter, stop taking the fights. That's all you got to do. Even with Canelo, Caleb Plant said no and no, got what he wanted. Say no and no. Say it. Or stop calling out 135ers and then get mad when your ass want to move to 140 and they don't give a fuck. I just find it crazy. Shakur move up to 135 because he knows where the action at. Loma stay at 135. He knows where the action at. Devin, they say he can't make the weight no more. He stay at 135. That's where the action at. But no, Ryan, we need you at 140. No, homie. I'm looking at it like this. Loma ain't black. He know the plan. T.O. ain't black. He knew the plan. Everybody else knew the plan. But when it comes to the black guy being in control, that's people have a problem. Don't take the fight. If you're going to complain about the fight, Ryan, don't take it. If you're a Ryan fan and you think it's going to be an asterisk, don't watch the fight. It's very simple because at the end of the day, we learned from Canelo, people don't give a shit about all that complaining. We still give Canelo all the credit for all the wins and the losses. It is what it is. If you think that this really matters in the scheme of boxing, you're too hardcore. Sometimes hardcore takes it too far. Y'all think y'all shit really matters. It don't matter. It's still sold out with the rehydration clause. It's still going to be packed with the weight clause. People don't give a fuck. But that doesn't stop you from calling them out. If y'all think he this and think he that, I'm starting to accept the shit because we've been taking some bullshit ass deals for a long ass time from every goddamn body. Now when it's our turn, we supposed to feel bad. Boo-boo these nuts away because Ryan comes from a camp that would do it if he could. Tell me I'm lying, chat. Ryan worked with Canelo. I was his mentor. Went to Golden Boy. Both of them are known for A-side tactics that are unfair. He would do it if he really was the A-side. Problem is he's not the A-side, and he got to deal with it. So props to Kovalev, to Jacobs, to all the dudes, to Anguilla, all the dudes who have to take the hydration clauses and whatever the fuck from Canelo. Shout out to Mayweather who had to take the shit from De La Hoya. Shout out to Pacquiao who had to take from De La Hoya. All of them are finally getting their just due because now Tank is doing that shit to Ryan. I find it fair. Matter of fact, it ain't fair. That's like 10-1. We got 9 more motherfuckers to clause up. Santa Claus is coming early, and he's coming to town. April 22nd. CYP out.
Yeah, he just wants to win one as a community. He's not looking for like a result in the fight or a fair fight. That's what I'm saying. The dudes that call in to laugh, oh, he signed a contract. Ha ha ha. You're not a real boxing fan. You just, you're a debater, and I get it.
And I don't even mind that, honestly.
Yeah, me
it's
neither.
just that
You're
we're
a
gonna have a
debater.
straight up conversation. It's really hard to do that when we're playing on two different fields. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But Mario, once again, you've been great. We're going to wrap it up.
Appreciate it, champ.
Looks like we got to everybody. Catch us on the next one, ladies and gents. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Peace.